Hi everyone. I hope everyone able to hear my voice. Can you please confirm it?
Yes, Ravi. I'm able to hear.
Yes. Yeah, thank you for confirmation. Okay, today as per our schedule, we are going to discuss in the next 3 hours what is the Fusion application, and we are going to discuss with what is the on-premise versus cloud application, and what is the architecture diagram, what is the architecture is there in the Fusion application, what is the enterprise structure in the Fusion application. In e-business, we used to call as a multi-op structure. In Fusion, what kind of structure we have, we are going to discuss. And we are going to discuss with the FSM, means Functional Setup Manager. And we are going to see the Oracle security. The security means in e-business, we used to call as a system administration. What we have in the Fusion application, we are going to see that. This was agenda for today. Let's start the today. What is the Fusion application? In Fusion application can be best described as a three things. One is that the Fusion application is built in open standard based platform. What it means? It means Oracle has got best in class technology components together and build the Fusion application on top of it. So we have Oracle is acquired the best in technology components and build the top of the Fusion application. We have the Oracle server, and we have the Oracle WebLogic server, and we have JD developer, and we have OBAW, and we have Web Center portal, Web Center content, and enterprise manager. We have identity management. So these are best in standard platform components Oracle is acquiring the top of they build the Fusion application, and the best in business process. So Oracle e-business suite, and we have the PeopleSoft and JD Edwards, Cyber, and Oracle on demand. So the previously PeopleSoft is a separate entrepreneur. Oracle is acquiring the PeopleSoft and JD Edwards, Cyber, and on demand, and acquiring and e-business suite already having the Oracle, and acquiring the best in pieces. In PeopleSoft, what we have the best. In JD Edwards, what we have the best. Cyber, what we have the business process is the best, and the best in process they taken, and finally they prepared on best application that we call as a Fusion application. So you can say in the best in business process say where we have the best in pieces they prepared on hybrid application, hybrid business process we can call as a Fusion application. And we have that in e-business suite, we have only one deployment option, that is the on-premise option. But coming to the Fusion application, you have four options. One is a public cloud, it's a shared base, and second one is a private cloud. It's not going to be shared, and it's going to be provided by a single client. And on-premise, nothing but that you can install, you can maintain your own database, and hybrid. Some of the are installed in the public, and some of the installed in the on-premise. That is a hybrid cloud. So this is the way Oracle is offering best in components, best in business process, and various deployment options. So this is all three things we call as a Fusion application. Okay. And we'll see what is the architecture in the Fusion application. Any application, we have the three things. One is the user interface, second one is the application server, third one is the database. So any product case. So in user interface, you can see in Fusion application product families, and application server, we have the Oracle Fusion middleware, and data base server, and we have the Oracle database. So we have the three-layer architecture in the Fusion. One is the applications, second one is the middleware, third one is the database. So we have the three-layer architecture in the Fusion application. Okay. And we have the different product families. When you say in application, we have the different application product families we have. And we have the human capital management and financial management. And we used to call as a project accounting in e-business suite. Here we used to call as a yeah, Oracle project financial management, where we have the costing and billing and management, and we have the procurement. In e-business suite, when you say in SCM, and procurement and SCM altogether is a single license. But coming to the Fusion application, your procurement offer is separate and your SCM offering is separate. Under procurement, we have the purchasing, sourcing, contract, supplier portal, supplier qualification. These all things is coming with your procurement. Okay. Coming to the SCM, supply chain management. So where we have the manufacturing, order management, order workstation, global order promising, these all things is coming by the your particular SCM. Both of them as a separate licenses in the Fusion application. And we have the CRM and we have the GRC, and commonly we have the functional setup manager. So that's we call as the FSM, and dashboards and everything. Okay. So these are the product families we have in the Fusion application. That is we call as a application. Okay, we have the different product families. You are going to understand that. So under financials, what will come? We have the GL, payable, receivable, collections, expenses, fixed asset. These all coming to the under financial management. Okay. So let us see that what are the middleware components we used to call as application. When you coming to the middleware, so middleware is a more on the technical part, but let's try to understand at least overview. So when you say in Fusion middleware, it's divided in the basically in the two parts. One is the Oracle Fusion middleware infrastructure component for Fusion application. First one is the Oracle Fusion middleware infrastructure component for Fusion application. Second one is the Oracle Fusion middleware component. So before talking about this one, when you say in Fusion middleware, it doesn't mean that this middleware meant for only for Fusion application. If you have Fusion middleware, if you have licensing of Fusion middleware, and you have chosen to deploy your custom application, nothing but that you have the license of Fusion middleware component, and you have the chosen to deploy your Fusion custom application and integrate with external application and maintain the both your custom application and your Fusion application. So that is the reason Oracle is divided in the middleware components of the two. One is the Oracle Fusion middleware infrastructure. Second one is the Oracle Fusion middleware components. Okay. So when you coming the Oracle Fusion middleware infrastructure components, regularly we see in the front end. So let's talk about that. What we have the infrastructure components. So when you say for infrastructure, first one you can see Oracle Fusion middleware extension for application. Oracle Fusion middleware extension for application. So here you can see the user interface. User interface. User interface means we have the interface shell. So where we can able to do that, like you do the personalization, you do the customization. Personalization means in Fusion we used to term call as a sandbox. Using up the sandbox, and we are going to do personalize, and we are going to do customize. So when you do the personalization and customization, the extensions where it will store, this particular components will store. And we have the additional fields. So additional fields means that is what we call as a flex fields. If you have the e-business suite background, you can easily understand what is a flex field. In Fusion, we have the three kinds of flex fields. One is the KFF, second one is the DFF, third one is the EFF. The new one is the EFF, extension flex field. So when you use the flex field, when you add the DFF or EFF, so where the data will be stored, the extension will be stored in this particular component, Oracle Fusion middleware extension application. And second one, you can see the Oracle Enterprise Scheduler. So where we are going to run the schedules. So like define the schedule and running of the jobs, where we are going to do that. Using up this particular middleware component, we are going to run any job, we are going to be schedule any job. And third one, you can see that Oracle Enterprise Crawl and Search Framework, ECSF. So what is the meaning of? It's developed by the all product families. Using of the ECSF, I can able to search the any of the tasks. For suppose you want to create the legal entity, just I'll give that LEG percentage ENT, and then I can say that system will show the your legal entity task. So, or you want to create the ledger, just I'll give the LED percentage. Automatically, system will show the that options what you giving the searching area. Yeah. Yeah. So allows to search functionality in every of Fusion application product, whether it is HCM, whether SCM, finance, anywhere. Because of this middleware component, you are going to search the any of the task. Because of this middleware component, you are going to run the any scheduler job. Because of this middleware component, you are going to be do personalization, customization, extension, and any flex field components extension is going to be shown through these middleware components. So this is all we call as a Oracle Fusion middleware infrastructure component. And we have the Oracle Fusion middleware components. So it's Oracle Fusion middleware components. It's more on generic, which can use across the any application. More on the generic, and it use the across the any application. We are going to use this particular Oracle Fusion middleware components. So in the middleware components, it means it's all middleware components we are going to use in the Fusion application, not like that. Some of the middleware components we are going to use it, some of the middleware components we are not going to use it. Some of the service middleware components is enabled, some of it's not enabled. It's all depend upon your particular client to client and the technical requirement base. They're going to use these particular middleware components. Okay, so this is what we have the middleware components. So we understand the product families. We understand what we have the front-end product families. We understand a little bit of middleware components. And what we have the database. So when you're coming to the database, we have the two types Fusion database schemas. We have the two schemas. One is a Oracle Fusion application schema. Second one is a Oracle Fusion middleware schema. So the application schema means all product families. What we are doing in the front end, the product families data is going to stored in our application schemas. And coming to the middleware schema, it will be stored. Okay, so this is what we have the three-layer architecture: Fusion application product families and middleware and database. Any question? Hey, go ahead, Sam. Okay, let's move.
Hey, Ravi, when you had all these flex fields, right, on an application, where does it get stored? Would it get stored in the middleware database, or would it get stored in the application database?
It will maintain your extension purpose. It's not stored purpose. It's maintenance of extension. For suppose you added the DFF or EFF, the extension purpose they use the middleware component. Storing of the attributes. You know that if you are e-business guy, the flexible components is stored with the segments, and your DFF it will stored with the attributes, and EFF also same, it will stored with attributes. But where the extensions purpose, they use this middleware components. That's the meaning of that. Okay.
The definition of the extensions would be in the middleware, and
storing of the data.
The value data is okay.
Application schema only.
Okay.
Yeah, let's moving forward that. And we understand that these three things like standard-based platform, best in process, and finally you have that deployments options. What deployment options we have that? You have the different product families, which product family you require, you can buy the license, and middleware components, you can do that. And database, obviously it will come. And where you are going to deploy the data. In the deploy the data case, we have the four kinds of license we have. One is a SaaS application, software as a service. Second one is the PaaS, platform as a service. Third one is the infrastructure, IaaS. And fourth one is the on-premise. So when you're coming to all those things, let me open some Excel sheet. So we have in Fusion itself, we have the different versions. So we have total 13 versions. We have that R1 to R13. In R1, when it is released in the 2011, the first release is coming to the market. So in the 2011 to in 2020, this traveling Oracle is releasing total 13 versions is releasing that. So in these 13 versions, in starting, Oracle is coming with the 4 license, R1 to R9. In R1 to in R9, any client, they want to buy the Fusion application. So Oracle is telling that 4 license, SaaS, PaaS, and you have the IaaS, infrastructure as a service, and you have the on-premise. And after that, after R9, in R9 also the starting period, you can say first 10 to 15 days, they're selling this 4 license. And after R9, what we have the latest releases, we have the only 3 license. We have the only 3 license we have right now. That is a SaaS, PaaS, and IaaS. We have the latest release. There is no on-premise option at present. What we have the latest release. So in previously we have the SaaS, PaaS, or on-premise. The 4 options we have that. Okay. So basically, these all products like Oracle Fusion, HCM, SCM, financial, or any of the products. Basically, these all products is a Fusion SaaS products. Let me open some slide. So here you can see that there's basically when you go for Oracle side, when you go for the SaaS, maybe you can able to see the same screen. I'm also captured in the Oracle side. So you can see that this basically these all applications are SaaS products. So your human capital management or enterprise resource planning or performance management or customer experience or anything. Basically, our intention is our things is that our HCM, SCM, financial or PPM or CRM. These all products basically your particular SaaS products, SaaS applications. Nothing but that any client first they buy the license call as first they want to buy the application. Application is basically SaaS license, software as a service license. What is the difference between these all those things? This difference between these all those things, only one difference basically. Basically, you can understand that. So you buy the application, anyways, this buying of the application is a SaaS application. So when you buy the application, so where you're going to deploy the data, there's a question. Where you deploy the data, the deployment, the data deployment, the data, where you deploy that, and how you connect your database. So you deploy the data, the application base, you deploy the data, and you want to connect your database. So the application in the front end, you want to connect the database. How you deploy the data and how you connect the data. That is what we have the major difference between the SaaS, PaaS, or IaaS case. So in the SaaS application, software as a service application, the SaaS application, so basically the data through the internet source, we are going to deploy the data to the Oracle Cloud Center. So we are going to deploy the data to Oracle Cloud Center. So here, when you deploy the data, you want to connect with your database. The SaaS application, once you deploy the data, you want to connect with your database. There is no chance to connect the database. Directly, there is no chance. In e-business suite, when we have the on-premise application, we can directly connect with that. So using of the Toad or SQL, we are directly connecting with our database. And if you want to be correct the data, nothing but that you want to be delete any data, or you want to correct the data, or you want to be add the new data, you want to add the new table. Yes, it's a possible. These all things is a possible when you are on the on-premise. But here you don't have a chance to delete the data. That means there is no database access. How you delete that? There is no chance delete, correct, create new table, customize the table. It's not at all possible. These are all things in the SaaS application. So what we have the chance here. So here we have the chance to create the report, custom report. How we can create the custom report? In Fusion, 2 things is involved. One is the BI, business intelligence, and we have the OTBA, Oracle Transactional Intelligence. OTBA, Oracle Transaction Business Intelligence. These two reporting tools are inbuilt in the Fusion application. So basically, using up this particular BA report only, we upload the data from your database to your front end. But suppose I migrate the 100 suppliers data. I want to identify that whether is 100 suppliers data correctly inserted into the table or not. Or you migrate the thousands of customer data. You want to identify that whether the thousands of customer data is correctly inserted or not. You are nothing but your master data. So this case, there is no chance to connect directly database. What we can do that quickly, you can go and run the report, and based on the running of your BA report, you can identify that whether data is correctly inserted or not. Whether coming to the transaction data. So in this case, there is no chance. For suppose when you're trying to import your master data, I'm trying to import my supply data, where if it is struck in the interface table, for suppose I'm trying to import my supplier data, if it is struck in the interface table, there is no chance to connect directly to your interface table. So there is no chance to connect with the interface table directly here. They're not giving that option for your master data in the Fusion application, in the SaaS application. So when you're coming to the transaction data, when you say in the transaction data, that means your invoices or your particular journals or particular transactions or anything, any transaction data. When you're trying to import the transaction data, here also, if you want to pull out the data, we depend upon the report by the BA report only. Just we'll go and run the report, and based on they can identify the, if it is thousands of data, if it is 2 or 3 records, maybe you can see in the front end. If it is thousands of records, we'll run the report based on the report only, we identify that. But in the transaction data case, here there is no, here you can put on the interface. So this case, there is no chance to directly connect the interface for your master data. But coming to the transaction data, yes, we can able to connect with our interface table data when you're trying to migrate with your transaction data. So through the ADFDA, so this is one of the loader in e-business suite background. If you have e-business suite background, you can able to identify the e-business suite we use to web IDA. The web IDA is replaced by in the Fusion, there is a spreadsheet loader. If you want to use that spreadsheet loader, we should be installed into this path, ADFDA path. If you install that, this particular path, yes, I can able to see my interface table data. If it is transaction, for suppose you're trying to import 100 invoices, but suppose 90 records are correct, 10 records are failure. So the 10 records also you want to correct it through your interface table. You want to go directly what you giving the wrong information. You want to modify that. You want to correct it. Again, you want to upload it. Yes, it's possible for your transaction data. In the configuration data also, the Oracle is giving the flexibility. You can able to import it directly. What's the meaning of importing means? For suppose I'm done. For suppose I'm in the CRP1 stage, control room pilot, CRP1 stage. In the CRP1, I'm done some configuration. For suppose I implement the AP, all AP implementation I'm done. So in the same way, I want to do the CRP2 stage. The same, what I'm done the configuration, the AP in the CRP1, I migrate that configuration to the CRP2 stage, or you want to migrate to the UAT stage. You don't want to be repeated again. You want to migrate your configuration data from CRP1 to CRP2 or CRP to UAT. So here Oracle is giving the flexibility to create configuration package. Yeah, hi Kiran, it's a financial training. It's a demo is going on. Yeah, fine. So it's a CRP1 to CRP2. You want to do that here. Oracle is giving the flexibility to create configuration package. Here in the CRP1 level, I can able to create configuration package. I can able to create this configuration package. I can able to move to the one stage to another stage. I don't require to depend upon any technical person to create the configuration package and save to my desktop and this particular package where I required. So I can able to migrate that. That flexibility Oracle is giving in the Fusion application. Okay, so these all.
And can you do that by modules separately?
You can do the module base. You have the option. You can do by the task base, task list base, or you can do by the task base also. So when you say in the module in the Fusion, you can consider as a task list. For suppose entire AP, I want to do that, I can do that. Otherwise, just you want to be calendar, or some of the tasks only legal entity, or some of the tasks currency. This only you want to create the package. Yes, that is also possible. So you can able to include and exclude. That option is available while creation of the package. Okay.
Okay. And when you mentioned about the interface for master data, you don't have access. So what if something goes wrong there? You import it to the real tables and then correct it on the real tables?
So this case, it will help in SR only. So
Oh
when
my
you,
God. Okay.
there is no chance. Otherwise, we have the option for suppose data is struck in the interface table. So we have the option to delete option. We have the program. I can able to delete all, correct it my interface table. Again, I can able to upload it. For suppose some data is uploaded, some data is not uploaded. That case, we need to be work on SR base only. If it is not uploaded, there's no issue. We can able to delete entire interface table. What is the file you have, that the file you can able to upload it.
Okay. Okay. And would you be providing these notes to us, or do we want to? I mean, should we take the notes? Like all these features you are mentioning, right?
Yeah, we give the video to you, that it is the reference copy, and I'll show that where you can able to study this all material. That will help you that in the future. Okay, so we'll discuss those things in the last end of the section. Let's continue the topic. Okay, fine. Fine. So we try to understand the SaaS license, software as a service license. In the SaaS license, this way we are handling everything. In the SaaS license, only you have the no customization. You can there is no chance to do customize anything. By means you don't have the database access. You cannot able to customize anything. So the custom is not possible when you're in the SaaS license. But in the nowadays, Oracle is coming with another option called as a OIC, Oracle Integration Cloud. So this is the future. It will help you that if you want to be do some customization in the SaaS application also. So here we have the VBCS, Virtual Builder Cloud Services, and we have the PCS, Process Cloud Services. So OSC means Oracle Integration Cloud. In the OSC, having the four components basically. One is the ICS, Integration Cloud Services, and second one is VBCS, Virtual Builder, PCS, Process Cloud Service, and we have the SOA ICS. These are the four components the OSC having that. But here, what is the useful, why I'm trying to explain here, this VBCS and PCS is useful to do the customization. So using of the VBCS, I can able to create the customize that process I can able to download, I can able to develop, that I can able to integrate to my custom screen. So for suppose, you can say like your invoice screen you want to do customize. You are going to give the iPhone link. When either clicking on the link, automatically it will bring to the VBCS to the user. When you click on the submit, automatically that invoice is available in your particular payment screen. That's the way Oracle is giving the solution here. You want to do customize something on your particular SaaS application also. But within the application, you want to customize that, you want to add new column or new table. No, it's not possible in your SaaS, software as a service application. Okay. Here, everything will be controlled by the Oracle. So just you have the front end access. Just you have the front end access. You have to connect with your particular application. So just everything managed by vendor. You don't have a chance anything in the software as a service. Okay, it's a suitable from the small clients who are there in the market without customization, without integration. Those people basically this is the only license is suitable. So if you want to do customization, if the client is asking, I required multiple customization, multiple integration, you can suggest to go for platform. So platform, it will giving the extension of your software or service. It will giving the platform to you do the customization. Okay. So when you're in the platform as a service, you have the database access, you have the application. You can think like it's an e-business suite, what you are achieve, that everything you can able to achieve by the in the past platform as a service. So remaining runtime, middleware, operating, virtualization, server, networking, everything is handled by the your particular Oracle. Which middleware component, if you required, you can take the license. Those are going to be enabled from the this particular Oracle side. Okay, that's what we have the platform. So you have the database access. You can do customization, whatever maybe. You can able to do everything in the past. But any upgrade is coming in the SaaS, the upgrade process will be taken care by the Oracle. So we have the, already I told you that we have the 13 versions is there, and each version we have the 4 quarters. Not each version, each year we have the 4 quarters. What is a quarter? A, B, C, D. So each quarter we have the new things will come. So in R13, right now it is the R13. In R13, right now it is in 20A. Second quarter is completed. We are in the R13 20B. Not 13, 20B, we are in that. Each quarter, definitely we have the new versions. The new features, definitely we have that. The upgrade process, the 20A to 20B, if any new things is coming, who is going to be upgrade? Who is going to take care of that? These all those things. If you are in the SaaS application, if you are in the software as a service, Oracle will take care, but will giving the notification as per your agreement. Immediately 20A is coming, you want to upgrade, or 20A, the 3 months if it's there, that means here A is coming, immediately you want to upgrade, A is the 3 months is there. Before B, you want to upgrade to A, this all depend upon the client. But every 3 months you have the quarter. That means you have the 4 quarters completely. Okay, so fine. So the upgrade.
Ravi, I have a question here. I'm Santosh.
Go ahead, go ahead.
If I want to upgrade to 20C, I need to go for 20A, 20B followed by 20C, or directly I can go from 19D to 20C.
You can go directly, you can go, there is no impact on that. You can go from the C directly.
And up to what level the Oracle allow you to skip the versions? For example, if I'm in the 18, okay, or R12, for example, sorry, if I'm in the R12, then will I directly can upgrade to 20D?
First of all, upgrade option not available. It's a new fresh implementation project in the Fusion application. If you are using the Oracle apps application, apps to Fusion, there is no upgrade, there is no any kind of process. We have only fresh implementation only.
I know in the Fusion, for example, I implemented last year or previous year.
Yeah, if you
R12. I'm in the R12. Okay. Now I have not, as per my contract, I have not choose any upgrade and all. But after some time, I feel that I need to extend the contract and change my contract terms with Oracle. Then I say that I need to update to 20D. Let's assume that I'm in the month of December 2020. So that time I decide that I need to upgrade to 20D. Can I directly do that, or should I go with the sequential order?
We don't require sequence, Santosh. But first of all, when you have the licensing, when you take in the licensing itself, the upgrade process, the information is available. That agreement also you are going to put on the sign when you take the fresh license. Okay. So here, when you go for your account dashboard, the dashboard itself, it will clearly tell you that. So the upgrade process, how you agreed that. That's what I'm trying to say. So if you are not used, or if you are not used, but Oracle is automatically going to upgrade when you're in the SaaS application. Okay. So when you say every new thing is coming, I want to go for upgrade, you agreed that, and automatically the upgrade process happen. You will get the notification, your administration user who is there, that guy is get the notification, and it will upgrade it, and automatically your dashboard that is visible, which version you are upgraded. Okay. So this everything will take care by the, when you are in the SaaS, Oracle will take care as per your agreement. Okay. But as our question, yes, I can do that in the your last, but it's not that scenario. It's not there in the Fusion application. Why means each and every client initially they put on the sign as agreement. Automatically Oracle go for upgrade from the one quarter to another quarter. Okay, fine. Let's move forward. Okay, so we try to understand the SaaS and PaaS and the IaaS. So when you're coming to the SaaS, we don't have any chance. Everything is managed by vendor. You understand what is the PaaS, database access, we have application. When you in the IaaS, infrastructure as a service, Oracle will provide only infrastructure. Oracle is giving the only infrastructure, networking, storage, server virtualization. Here you have the DBA required. Which operating system they want to install in your particular networking, which middleware component, which runtime, which data, which application. Okay, so based on your requirement, you can able to install and you can able to maintain that. So you have more flexibility, which middleware components you required to choose it, you can choose it directly here. Okay, so those are the three options available in the market right now. One is a SaaS, second one is a PaaS, third one is a IaaS. And fourth one, on-premise, anyways, is not available. If on-premise means everything you are going to maintain, just you are buying the license and everything you need to be ready, that which networking, which storage, which server, which virtualization, which operating system, everything will, your DBA need to be ready there. So this is the way we have the four things. But if you are the functional guy, any of the license is the same. Why means application is the same for software, platform, IaaS, on-premise. What is the difference? So here you want to create the custom application is the different, but basic license is the three license is the same. Okay. So you have the option to where you deploy the data and how you connect the data, how you customize the data. That's what is the difference to the license to license. Okay. Any questions in here? So we understand the basically we understand up to now in the last 20 minutes we try to understand the architecture. What is the Fusion application we have that? What is the middleware components we have that? What is the database we have that? What deployment options we have in the Fusion application? This is what we understand. Any question? Anyone? Okay. If we don't have questions, so we'll go for fourth point. What is the enterprise structure in the Fusion application? In e-business suite, we used to call as a multi-org structure. In Fusion application, we used to call as a enterprise structure. We'll try to understand what is the enterprise structure in the Fusion application. Okay. I hope everyone having the e-business suite background. Okay, in e-business suite we call as a multi-org, and Fusion we call as a enterprise. So in e-business suite, in multi-org structure, when you take the license, we have the by default within the application, you have the BG. BG in the sense business group is available. You want to create a new business group? Yes, you can create your own business group. Or you want to use the existing BG, you want to use it, you can use that existing business group, you can use it. That's a way you can create multiple BGs, you can create as per your need. But coming to the Fusion application, they're removing the business group concept. There is no BG concept in the Fusion application. So in the Fusion enterprise, the top level of information is that enterprise HCM information. HCM information, this is the top layer of information in the Fusion application. Enterprise HCM information is the top layer of information of the Fusion application. So here, when you say enterprise HCM information, if you want to create your new enterprise HCM information, no, there is no chance. So default from Oracle, there is no chance to create button here. There is no create option here. So only one option is that you can go and correct the data or update the data. What is the meaning of correct and update? Update means we have the historical information is available. Correct means just you are correcting the something, you done some spelling mistake, you are correcting the something. We don't require any update. But suppose you can take that example. I'm there in the present on location. I'm moving to that location to another location. I want to be maintain my history. So where I'm there in the past, what I am there in the present. So then you can go for the update option. Only that options are available. There is no create option in the Fusion application. What we are going to do in the BG, In the BG, what we are going to do that? So we are going to maintain the all employees information of your human capital management. So for suppose you have the business in the different countries, US and UK and India. You have the business in the 3 countries. So this business in US, you have the employees. In US, you have different companies and you have the employees. And as well as UK, you have the different companies and you have the employees. And how you want to maintain this employees information US and UK and India. So this is what, based on that, will create our BGs in the U business suite. You want to maintain your US employees separately, definitely will we create the US BG. You want to maintain the UK separately, we'll create the UK BG. And if you want to maintain India separately, will we create the India BG. So we have the flexibility to create the BGs to maintain your country level of employees information. Or within the country also, if you have requirement, we will create the multiple BGs. You have the flexibility. That's where we achieve that. If you ask the same question in the Fusion, how we are maintain that? In the Fusion, how we are going to maintain that? I have the business in the US and UK and India. I want to maintain the employees information in the separately. How we are going to maintain? So you're going to understand next 10 minutes. Okay, we have the solution, but not in the enterprise level. So enterprise is the top layer, the top entity of in the Fusion application. There is no chance to create anything. Just I'll go and give the providing the information. What kind of information? I'm going to give them my client name. What is your client name? Nothing but that which name you registered globally, and you are going to put on the start date. What is the date? What is the date you started? Start incorporate your company. Start date, and which location you incorporate the company. That information we are going to provide here. As a financial people, as a SCM people, as a procurement people, this is the information we are providing. Sorry, if you don't have questions, just unmute it. If you have the question, you can unmute. You can talk to me. If you don't have a question, please mute it. So client name, start date, and location. This is the information we are going to provide as a HCM finance, these people, okay? Let me open the screen. Let me give me a 1 minute. I'll open the screen. You'll get a more good idea. Just a log in the some URL. We'll discuss how to log in is all those things, but just I want to try to connect the page to the each and every step, okay? Directly go to that particular place, enterprise first, but don't worry how to go to the page, how to reach it. These all those things I'll explain later. How look like that? We'll discuss with that all things in the later. Let me go to the HCM, enterprise HCM information. Now let me go to that, okay? The enterprise structure for the financials, and let me go define enterprise the financial, yeah. Manage enterprise HCM information. You can see that there's a task you should be used commonly for reach it to your enterprise. Manage enterprise HCM information. Let me click on go to task. Okay, here if I click on the edit, there is no chance to update and create correct option. Delete option is not available when you are in the production. So basically you can able to see the update, correct, only these two options you can able to see that. Correct means you are doing the correcting anything. You can see that here, what is there? Your enterprise description. That's what I discussed here. You have the option to put on the enterprise description here. Okay. So enterprise description means which date you established your company and what is the name of your company, what is the status of your company, and location, and we are going to attach the address. Action reason means if you change anything, something, why, if I change the address, why you changing that, if you change the anything, date or a name, if you change anything, to identify that action reason why you're doing that. Some people are added with some DFF components here. It's not in the default screen, okay? And below that, it's available lot of information. It's going to take care whether your HCM people, human capital management people, as a financial people, will this is what will take care of that. This is what will take care of that. So below information, you can see that this all information, the workday information, nothing but that. If I hire the employee, in the enterprise level, what is the work starting time? What is the work ending time? What is the standing working hours? So what is the enterprise information? Like how I can explain for financial people? Like you can see, like if you e-business today, if you remember, while the creation of the invoice, how our accounting information will pick. The first preference is it will give the supplier side, and second preference it will going to be your particular financial options. So if I mention the supplier site level, it will bring from the supplier site level your particular liability account or whatever it may be. So otherwise it will bring from their default option. In the same way, in human capital management people, HCM people, they are going to provide this workday information, this enterprise information, the different level. So the top layer is enterprise level. The second level is they're going to give in the legal entity level. Then third level is they're going to give the department level, and fourth level is they're going to give the assignment level. This is the stages we have that. So if they give the workday information, if I hire any employee for that particular company, I have the retail company. In the retail company, my working hours, this is the working hours. I can maintain with the company. Company means legal entity level. I can maintain with my department level. In this particular department for the working hours, this is the working hours. So that's the way the HCM people, human capital management people, they're going to maintain this workday information, working hours, and enterprise information, how they want to generate it. Commonly, we have the person number, worker number. Person number means each and every employee having the own person number. That is a unique number. It's never going to be changed. But the person, for suppose you terminate that, you resign the company for some company. Otherwise, again, you rehire, but your person number, same person number, it will bring. Nothing but that entire, for suppose you are working on the Tata organization, for suppose you work on the Tata Motors to Tata Finance, for Tata Finance to Tata Insurance, you shifted into the different companies within the Tata. But entire Tata, you have the only one person number. That's the way we have these all things will take care by your particular human capital management people. This is the base information. Below all information is your country specific information. So you can able to see the country specific information, how position will be, how your positions will be synchronized, and work structure minimum such. That's a means. This is a means work structure minimum such character. The name itself, we can understand that. But suppose you're trying to search you create the manager job. You're trying to search the manager job. Nothing but you create the many jobs in the job window. You want to search the manager job. How many letters you should be know? If you know the two letters, for suppose the Ravi manager I created. If I know the RA, if I can click that, if I give the R, it will throw the error message. You should be give the two letters. That's the way the information will store that. Anyways, our financial or procurement will take care by the only enterprise description. Any question anyone having in this page?
Sorry, I'm not clear a little bit on here. So who would be setting the enterprise HCM level details? During your financials implementations, will all of these have to be set up as well?
So basically here, which implementation is going on that? For suppose your client having taken the only finance, then as a financial person, you should become and you need to be set up enterprise description. Below that, you can leave it that, okay? If the HCM is also going on the implementation, finance and HCM mutually the implementation is going on. So the HCM person will come, they're going to set up this one. So we are not coming to this setup. Why means enterprise information is a shade for the entire product families, whether it's a financial, SCM, HCM, PPM, or any product family. We have the only one tree leg, that is the enterprise HCM information. It's a commonly shared from the across all product families. Okay, but major, if you see the screen, who is there in the major information for the HR specific is a major information. If HCM is implemented, he'll take care that if there is no HCM, the only finance guy you are going to be set up. After finance, if you do the PPM people are not coming to here. Why means you already set up the description. They use the same description to moving forward. Okay, is it clear?
Yep, thank you.
Yeah, let's move forward the next thing. So you understand that your particular particular information, what we are going to do in the enterprise level, we understand that. Okay, so what is the next step? The after enterprise, what information we have? After enterprise, we have the information we call as a division information. It's a new thing from Fusion. So we don't have any e-business suite that particular division concept. They're giving the Fusion in the divisions concept. So we have the divisions. What is the use of the particular division? So under tree line, you want to create your divisions. Yes, you can create the divisions. What is the use of the division? Division is a not mandatory setup. It's not a mandatory setup. It's an optional setup. Useful is that you can create the division as a country specific, or you can create the divisions your particular product specific. You have the different products. Each product you can create each division you can create. So what is the use? Under umbrella, you divide your based on your location base. For suppose you have 3 locations, you create the 3 divisions, you create that. So what is the use to create the divisions? The divisions, it will creating the separate entities. This is a separate entity, this is a separate entity. Under division, we are going to create what are the legal entities we required, we'll create that. What are ledgers we required, we'll create that. What are the business unit we required, we'll create that. Under that, you're doing the P2P segment cycle. That means this is the entity you have clearly is available. This all entities reporting by that is holding by the some of the manager. For suppose we can take care that this simple example. So I started company with 3 partners. One partner is take care with the entire US companies. One partner is take care with the UK. One partner is take care with the India. So all US companies will be holding by the US partner. All the UK companies is holding by the UK partner, India companies. So I can able to create the division level. I can able to put on he is a reporting manager. So under that, he is holding of the all companies is going to reporting to that particular user. So this is a way you can understand the divisions usage, but it's optional. Division is a fit for anywhere. There is no hard rule. Under enterprise, you need to put on the division. So division you can put on after ledger. Division you can put on after business unit also you can put on. Where you require to generate the report. Based on the your client need, you can create the division. But the best practice is the divisions create under enterprise, under tree line. If you create the division, it will you can look like as the 3 entities or entity base you are developing with your process and all. Okay. So that's what is division. For suppose you have the different products, retail product, you can create retail US division, retail UK division, retail India division, or you have the infra or US infra division. This is a way product base also you can generate your particular division as per your need. Under division, we have the concept we call as a legal entity concept. Or suppose you want to see the division just for division, just for name. That's it. Nothing is there. Let me open the division screen. So under division, we have the concept we call as the legal entity concept. What is the use of the legal entity? The same concept what we have in the e-business suite. When you say in the legal entity, it will capture the legal information of your particular organization. When you start up the company in US, you need to register to the government of law. When you register to the government of law, you need to provide the legal information. You need to provide that. So that legal information, how we are captured by that? Based on the legal entity base, we are capturing by that particular legal entity. Let me click on the manage division. Let me show the division page. So you can click on the create. or you can search from the existing division. You can give the name of the division, and you can give the address line. You can put on the location of your division. Some people added some DFF here, descriptive flex field. And then click on the next button. And you can put on your reporting manager name, who is reported to this particular division. You can name and who is the manager I can able to maintain. Then you can click on the submit. That's what is division, simple, just for you're creating the entity. That's it. Okay. So under division, we have the legal entity. Legal entity means legal information of your organization. That's what we discussed. So you can create the legal entities. For suppose you can take the example, I have the different components. Just now we discussed that. I have in US, I have the retail, and I have the intra. Suppose here itself we can write down that. US, I have the retail company, and that means I have the retail legal entity. I have that. So you have in US itself, we have another company, US infra company. That means how you register the infra company. The infra company details will bring from the UK infra legal entity. And I have the other company called as IT. So IT registration details will bring from the IT company, will bring from that. So this way you have the three companies in US, the three legal entities will create that. I have the two companies in UK. I have the two companies in India. That means how you registered in UK retail company, when you registered, which address you registered, when you registered, which date you established your company, and how legally it's registered, and which place is registered, and when you registered, what is they giving the reporting unit number and your registration number. This all information will captured by the legal entity level. We are going to capture. So, so the legal entity is the same definition what we have in the e-business suite. The legal entity is capturing the legal information. So when you create the legal entity, what happens? Automatically system will be generating your legal reporting unit. System will be generating the legal reporting. The same thing in e-business suite also. When you create the legal entity, automatically system will be generating the legal entity reporting unit. So here also system will be generating, when you create the legal entity, system will generating the legal entity reporting unit, it will be generated. And as well as the legal entity reporting unit, system will be generate that. Some more things, legal entity reporting means where you are sending the reporting, which unit you generated, based on which address you put on the legal entity level, that address based system will be generate the reporting unit. You want to create multiple reporting unit, you have the multiple address to report it to that, you can create the multiple reporting units also you can create. What's new is there in the legal entity page? The legal entity page is new is for HCM information. What you have the BG flexibility. In e-business suite, we are done with the BG. As per our example, you have the business in the US, UK, and India. To maintain the US employees information, to maintain the UK employees information we'll create the multiple BGs we created. But coming to the Fusion application, so here you can take that I have the US. In US, I have the three companies: retail company, I have the infra company, I have the IT company. So your client is saying that, so I have the three companies. I want to be hired the employees separately. In the retail company employees, I'll be hired with the retail company. Infra company employees, I'll be hired with the infra company. And IT employees, I'll be hired with the company in the IT company. But running of the payroll, I want to run the payroll all in the IT company. Hiring of the employees is a separately. Running of the payroll is a separate company is going to run the payroll. So this relation, hiring and running of the payroll relation, they put on the legal entity page. So we have the legal employer, two things, legal employer and payroll station unit. So if I enable the legal employer checkbox, if I enable the legal employer checkbox in the legal entity level, system will understand, hey, this legal entity will be used for the legal information, and this legal entity is available to hire the employee. When I enable the payroll station unit checkbox, then system will understand that this legal entity use it for the legal information, this legal entity use it to hire the employee, this legal entity use it to run the payroll. That's what system will be understand. As for your client need, you're going to be enable this checkbox. Let me go to the legal entity page to understand things. That's what we have, the manage legal entity. Let me click on the create button. Okay, this is which country you want to register your company, like United States or UK and India, you can say that, and name of your company and how it's legally identified, which date you established your company, and jurisdiction automatically country based, the jurisdiction it will automatically pick up, and legal address, which address you registered a company, and place of registration, which place you registered a company, when you registered, which is a TIN number they provide that, and a legal reporting unit registration number they provide that. Okay, so these are all those things they borrow. When you say in the country, when you change the company, automatically this information will be changed. So you can see that country, when I change the country, what is giving that? When you register some company in Belgium, what is there? B registration number, CUITA number is there. When I change the another country, as a country, so the different things is there. If you register with a company in India, we have the PAN number, TAN number, permanent account number, we have that. So those information automatically, as for your country base, this all things it will be changed. So these things, someone is at the DFF. You can see that this things is a DFF thing. It's not in actual things. How we can identify the which is a DFF, which is a EFF, or which is a KFF in the screen. You want to identify that. I know that's the reason I'm telling that this is a DFF, but you don't know that. So how we can identify the which one DFF, which one KFF? That case, you can go to the user. Under user, you have the option called as a highlight flex field. Under that, you can enable the highlight flex field. If any flex field is available in the screen, I have some issue. We need to provide some information, then only it will open. Otherwise, we'll open the existing legal entity, one legal entity. Let me infuse and finance or something is there. Let me click on that.
Ravi, a question for you while you're trying to open that.
Yeah, go ahead.
This instance that you have, and you are going to provision to us as well for the purposes of learning, is it only available to partners, or anybody in the market can actually ask Oracle for a trial instance?
Here, two things is there when you're coming to that point. When you come to that point, we have the two things is there. So one is you get the access if you, when you're talking about this particular fusion access. So you will get in the two ways. One is you should be in the partner, like a gold partner or education partner or any partner. If you are the partner, Oracle is partner in the sense your company Oracle apps partner is different, Oracle cloud partner is different. Your company should be paid to the cloud partner amount. Okay. So once you are a cloud partner, Oracle is giving the democentral.com. So where you can go and see the demo URLs. Maybe you can able to see the 2-3 URLs every time. Okay. So this is the demo URLs for all partners. It's not for the single partner. Why Oracle is giving this demo URL means just partner companies to go and see the things and all. Okay. There we have the vision data is available, and Oracle giving the straight away transaction users to go and directly check with your transaction. This case why means this is all partner space. So this case every week your passport will be changed. The passport will received by the who is the administrator for the particular partner company. Everyone, for suppose you are the employee of the partner company, you are not going to receive the passport. The passport is received by the maybe your manager or who is the administrator for that particular company. Those received by that particular passport, immediately it will be automatically reset and automatically reflected to your particular manager. So there is no time gap kind of thing. And this particular demo URL basically, database, when you come into the database, there is no guarantee on the database. Why it is not there guarantee? It's not specifically, Oracle is not giving this particular URL to you that. So it's a free URL for all partner companies globally. It's not for India. It's a globally free for all partner companies. Any partner can raise the request. If you have access, you can go and see that any partner, you can raise a request refresh the database, bounce the database. So that is also automatic program. You don't need to be requested, no need to be approved it. It's automatically program. Any partner is raise a request, maybe they have the internal approval or something, I don't know. But it's when you raise the request, automatically next 1 hour it's going to be done, and within the 45 minutes it will be refreshed the entire database and it will going to be bounced back. So that's the way you get the one URLs in the market. Most of the institutes are anywhere. If you get the URL, means that is a public URL. Some people, they feel that the institutions not providing the password. It's not institutions based. That's the way Oracle showing the product to the market. It's not for the institution based. It's if you are the partner company, they're giving the free of the URL for that. So this URL commodity market is available. Some people, they're selling the 1,000 or 2,000 or something like that, and they're selling the 6 months access for 5 months access. If anybody say like that, that is a, you can think about, definitely that is a public demo URL. And second way, you have the chance to the approach to the Oracle, and to buy the users. So here we have the chance, at least you should be by the 10 users for each product. If you say in the financial you should be by the 10 products. 10 users is the minimum. So each user is around, you can get the 4,800 plus GST. You should be by the 10 users for that. So this option is available if you want to approach to the Oracle to buy the 10 users, 4,800 plus GST. So this case, Oracle is giving the dedicated to you, that the environment is not going to be shared. It's going to be shared for you only. And if you say that 30 days if you required, 50 days I required, or 1 month, 5 months you required, and Oracle as per your need, giving the dedicated access to that, and you have the option to SR. You can raise the service request, and it will be helped to you immediately. So this is another way of access you require. And third way also is available for, suppose you're the pre-sales company, you're in the good pre-sales company, you're in the good partner company, you're there, and you want to give the demo to some client. So definitely you should have the good instance to show to the clients. Oracle is never saying that the public demo, what I say, the free demos, we have that. Oracle is never saying that to show that particular demo to the client. Oracle is giving the only for partner companies to see the things and all. If you want to approach to the client, if you want to move to the, you want to give the demo to the client, again, you can raise the request. But this request should be happen very advanced. So you need to raise the request. This is the client. You need to write down the description. This is the client. I want to give the demo. I want to dedicated access. This is the dates I want to be demo. And you need to put on the all your like which client you're giving the demo. These all details, and that particular management details also need to put on that. Then Oracle is giving the approval for you that. This is also free approval only. It's not a costable. Some of the clients, a different way of things is there. But if you are on the, that's the reason I say that if you are in the good company, good partner of company, if you're there, then definitely you will get the approval immediately. And this is also dedicated demo. It's not going to be shared to anyone, and you have the SR support is there always. So you can contact. Why means this access you are showing to the client, that definitely should be good, fast, and good things. So this is the way you can able to get it. This is a third way. Otherwise, you can buy your own license. This is the last one. What we are doing that. So you can buy your own license, and one license means you're going to pay to the yearly. So you have the hosting cost, fixed hosting cost is there, and you have the users cost, how many users cost you require. That's it. This is a last way of anyone want to be an instance. Directly you can approach to that, buy the license directly. That's why if you buy the license, you get the production and you get the test. Commonly, we used to give the test environment to the people. You are going to use the test. All classes will run by the production environment. That's what we do that. This is the way, this access you will get that. This never going to be down. It's down some issues. So very rarely. And your database is not going to refresh, and your password is not going to be reset. And database is replaced. So every 3 months we have cloning options we agreed. So that 3 months base, your database is going to be refreshed. So nothing but the what production is there, the test is cloning. I think you people know that if you are in the e-business working guys, at least every 3 months we need to give the agree to the Oracle to do the cloning. Okay, that's where the database is loose every 3 months. It's not loose. What are the configurations I'm going to do? The same configuration you are going to see in the test environment, but you are not going to see the your things and all. Yeah. Who is asking question? Is it clear or any question?
Yeah, it is clear. Thank you for explaining that in detail. Just one question on the cost that you mentioned there earlier. So that was 4,800 plus GST per license per month is how they charge, or what is it, the model that they have?
Per user, that means around you will get per month around 55 to 60,000 it will come.
55 to 60,000. That is Indian rupees, right?
Yeah, Indian rupees. Yeah.
Okay, got it, got it. Okay, perfect. Thank you very much. I didn't mean to digress you from your topic. Go ahead.
Okay, fine. So we are trying to understand that here, legal entity page, we understand that. We are trying to understand basically this particular 2 checkbox. This is a new thing. The remaining all is look like a free business suite, but look like means page is a different, but the options are same kind of thing. These 2 options are new things you can able to see that. When the moment you enable the legal employer checkbox in the legal entity page, system will be treated as this particular legal entity is used to hire the employee. When you enable the payroll station checkbox to here, the system will be treated as a this particular legal entity is going to be hired the employee. So that's a what here legal employer and payroll station unit checkboxes. For suppose if I disable this one, payroll station, immediately it will open. Nothing but that. This is the scenario I explained here. I want to hire the employee here. I want to hire the employee. Yes. Here I want to employ yes. So here also I want to employ the yes. But running of the payroll I want to do in the here itself. Yes, I want to run the payroll here. And here, no, I don't want to run the payroll. I don't want to run the payroll. That means when I'm trying to create the US retired legal entity, I'll say enable the legal employer payroll station it gets. I'm going to select that here. Which legal entity I'm going to select? I'm going to select the US IT legal entity. I'm going to select here. So when I select the US IT legal entity here, you can see that all legal entities you can able to see. So for suppose UK legal entity. So nothing but that when I select here this way, what happened? This legal entity is hiring up the employee. This legal entity is running the payroll. So that's the way you are going to give the relationship between your particular hiring of the employee company and running of the payroll company. So when you say in the legal employer checkbox, when you say in legal employer checkbox here, then system will treat as this particular legal entity as a separate entrepreneur. So you have the enterprise HCM information, and when you enable the legal employer checkbox, and each legal entity having the legal entity HCM information. Legal entity HCM information. Okay. So, and when you enable that, this legal entity, I'm going to run the payroll also. So if you run the payroll, definitely you need to register, you need to report to your payroll payroll reporting unit. Which one is your payroll reporting unit? In this case also legal entity, legal entity payroll HCM information also. So let me open the task more clear before type it here. So you assume like that, you understand the legal entity. Any question in the legal entity page, you understand that, the 2 options. So here you can see the legal entity reporting unit. There's a legal entity reporting unit, so there's a normal. So when you create the legal entity, system will be generate the same name, system will be generating the reporting unit will be generated. You know that the legal entity reporting unit is commonly generated. So based on your which name you register, that you want to add more legal entity reporting units, you can add that. And you have the manage legal entity HCM information. When you enable the legal employer checkbox, then system will automatically treat as this legal entity as a HCM information. What options you are going to see the enterprise level? What options you are going to see the enterprise HCM information level? almost same kind of options you are going to see in the legal entity level. But some of the options are not available, like in the person number, you cannot able to set up by the person number in the legal entity level. And coming to the worker number, yes, I can able to set up by the worker number at legal entity level. Some of the options are available, but most of the options are available in the legal entity level. So let me open what legal entity we have. Let me take student. Yeah, then let me click on the save and close. But it's available when you enable the legal employee checkbox. Until unless if you're not enable the legal employee checkbox, you cannot able to go to this particular page for that particular legal entity. Okay. Here also same thing, you can say the update and correct. Here what is there? Legal entity student HCM information. Okay. That's what we went to the screen. Okay. So here also you can see that working starting time, working ending times. You can able to see that legal information. What is the salary level? How you want to generate worker number? Each and every company I want to generate the separate worker number, and entire enterprise I want to generate the person number. So the worker number is available from your company to company. For suppose we take an example, I'm working in the Tata Motors. If you work Tata Motor, you have the worker number. Tata Finance, if you work the finance, you have the separate worker number. Allow employment override assignment. So you want to be allowed to the employment terms and all. You want to override assignment. So set on terms, but basically it's not available for in Fusion application, but still it will showing that. So people group flex field, these all those things you want to maintain by here. And you have the payroll station unit, like which taxes. When you say in the payroll station unit, when I say that this company I'm going to run the payroll, that's fine. If you run the payroll, which taxes you want to follow that. If India means we have the Indian taxation different, US taxation different, US again a county level taxation different. We have the different taxations are available. How you want to follow that? How you want to follow to run the payroll station taxes? How it will calculate it? You should be associated to the LDG here. These all setups, our case also is a mandatory. Why it is a mandatory? Our case in the sense, our practice purpose is a mandatory. So why it is a mandatory? So will we create our enterprise structure? I want to hire my own employee. I want to create my employee. So who is going to do these all things? These all things is due by the consultant user. But finally, you need to be required to hire the employee to create the supplier or running of the invoice or to create the transaction. We require the employee. If you want to hire the employee, definitely we need to be hired. If you want to hire the employee, definitely what legal entity you created, that legal entity level, you need to enable the legal employer checkbox, and you need to enable the payroll station unit checkbox, and you need to come to this legal entity HCM information level, and you need to attach the LDG. Why means when you say in the I'm going to run the payroll for this legal entity, and system will ask that which taxes you need to follow that. That means you need to associate to the LDG. LDG means legalist to data group. Associate to the legalist to data group. If it is in the real time, it will take care by the human capital management people. If you are in the our practice purpose, we are going to perform this all setups. Your legal entity HCM information, legal entity payroll HCM information. It's not a financial task; it's pure HCM task. So legal entity HCM information should be performed, and we require legal reporting in it. Okay. So that's what we are going to do in the legal entity level. And your legal entity, if you enable the legal employer checkbox, then legal entity is treated as a separate small enterprise. Okay. So that's what we have the legal entity. Under legal entity, we have the concept we call as a ledger concept. Under legal entity, we have the concept we call as a ledger concept. When you say in the ledger, so we are taking the three countries. Definitely, if you want to create the ledger, the same concept, you need 4 C's is required. If you want to create the ledger, we require the 4 C's we required. What is the 4 C's? We required currency we required, and we required a calendar we required, and we required COA, chart of account we required, and we required accounting conversion method we required. These are 4 C's we required to creation of your particular ledger. As for your need, here what we are taking the example, as for our example, how many ledgers we need to create? So definitely we require to create the 3 primary ledgers you need to require. Why means you have a 3 countries business. You have the USD, and you have the GBP, and you have the INR. Definitely you want to capture the transaction in USD, you require USD book. And if you want to capture the book transaction in GBP, you require the GBP book. You want to do the INR book, definitely required. As for this condition, you should be create your US primary ledger you need to create. and you require to create India primary ledger, you need to create, and you require to create UK primary ledger, you need to create. India primary ledger integrated. When you come into the calendar, same, we have the accounting calendar, we have the transaction calendar, and we in e-business suite, you want to create the calendar, we should be create the accounting type, and you need to define the period type. You need to define in the period type level how many periods you required, which year you want to follow that. But here there is no dependent setup. Everything we are going to select whether directly in accounting calendar itself. We don't require to do any additional setup. So I'll be create the accounting calendar. That calendar will be shared to the all my 3 primary ledgers. Okay, the all 3 primary ledgers I'll be shared that. So that's accounting calendar. Coming to the chart of account, we have the difference. E-business suite chart of account to the Fusion chart of account. We have the somewhat is a difference. I am not saying the fully difference, but we have the flexibility they bring into the our Fusion chart of account. What kind of flexibility they bring into the Fusion chart of account? Let me discuss that. So in e-business suite, I'm not going to be basics. I'm trying to highlight with only Fusion what new is there. If you are not e-business suite buy, maybe you're not going to understand what I'm trying to say. Okay. So if you don't have the e-business suite, we'll discuss in detailed manner when we are in the actual class. Okay. So in the chart of account level, what we do that in e-business suite or here in Fusion also we use to the accounting key flex field. Using up the accounting key flex field concept, we used to create the chart of account. Here also the same thing, using up the accounting key flex field only, we are going to create the chart of account. But here Fusion is changing the your key flex field structure is a Fusion is changing that. The key flex field structure is a completely changed in e-business suite to the Fusion application. Here in the key flex field structure, we have the 2 layer of structure. One is the structure, and second one is the instance structure. One is the structure, second one is the instance structure. So this is two kind of layers in the Fusion giving. Not only I'm not talking about the chart of account, I'm giving the statement for your particular key flex field. Wherever you have the key flex field, the same concept is applicable for the HCM guys. They have the 2 key flex field. One is a people group flex field, the second one is the costing key flex field. Or financial, we have the accounting key flex field, and your FES side, we have the category flex field, location flex field, asset key flex field. Wherever you have the flex field concept in the Fusion application, we have the 2 layer of structure. One is the structure, second one is the instance. So let me give the example to understand as a financial view. Let me take our chart of account, how we design. So our chart of account, we design with the globally. For suppose you have the business in the US, UK, and India. So how we can create in US, as for our example, we have the retail, and we have the infra, and we have the IT. So IT company, we have that. And in UK, what we are taking the example, I have the 2 companies, infra and IT. As in like that, India, I have the 2 companies, retail and infra. This is a typical scenario you have that. If you have the chance to create the chart of account, what we are going to do that? We are going to create globally one COE we are going to create. We are not creating the US separate, UK separate, India separate. I'll be create globally chart of account. I'll create what I can do that. I'll be create the company segment. I'll be create the company value set. I'll be create under company value set. What I'm going to add the values? I'm going to add the retail value. I'm going to add the infra value. I'm going to add the IT value. So, and if you have the department segment in the globally, what departments you have, that will take it and will create the department value set. Value set will be create. Department value set will create and will add it. For suppose assume like that, you can take that department also. In the globally, I have the HR department, I have the sales department, I have the IT department, I have the finance department. You can take that IT and finance department, I have that. So we are going to associate to your 3 primary ledgers. So say this way you create your chart of account value sets. The value set after that will create the segments. The segments we are going to attach to the finally we generate the chart of account. So the chart of account we are going to attach your US primary ledger, and we are going to associate to the your UK primary ledger, and you are going to associate to the your India primary ledger. The 3 primary ledgers you are going to associate to the the same chart of there we have. Okay, the same chart of account we are going to associate with our 3 primary ledgers. We are going to associate the same chart of account. We are going to associate that. What happened when I open the US primary ledger? I can able to see the retail infra IT. When I open the US primary ledger, I can able to see the retail infra IT. When I open the India primary ledger, I can able to see the retail and infra IT. Our typical scenario, what we happening there? Our typical scenario, I have the business in US, the retail and infra IT. Okay, fine. When I log in with US primary ledger, it will showing the retail and infra IT. Fine. So when I log in the UK primary ledger, also showing the infra and IT, and when I log in the India primary ledger, also showing the infra and IT. So actual scenario, actual company scenario, you don't have the retail company. There is no retail company in your particular UK. There is no IT company in your India, but still those values are visible. Why? Means globally we create the one chart of account. The chart of account we are shared this primary ledger. But if your client is asking why the retail value is visible in UK, why it is visible in IT, what we did in e-business suite, we are done with the user level restriction. For suppose only company values are base will create our data access set and we show the solution. So otherwise, if your client is asking the department level, the HR department, I don't have the UK primary ledger, why the department is visible? I don't have the India primary ledger, why the department is visible? Then what will happen? We'll use that security rules. We use the security rules will restrict the remaining all segment values. If it is company segment, we use the data access to restrict it. That means again we are doing the additional setups to provide the solution in e-business suite. So what Oracle is giving the solution, the Fusion application. So the country level chart of accounts, we have the possibilities there in e-business suite. That's what we have, the 2 levels of structure. One is the global level. One is a global level COA. The global level COA means that's a similar of your e-business suite chart of account. I used to call as a global. Commonly, it's as a Oracle terminology is a structure and instance. But easy to understand, I used to call as a global level structure. That means as for global requirement, we'll create the one chart of account as assume like an e-business suite, how we create that. And one global chart of account, I can create the multiple instances. I can create US instance I can able to create. Let me copy the same. I can create the US and I can create the UK and I create the India. Let me come into this point. Okay, so I want to create as per our requirement, India primary ledger, I want to see the only India value, and UK primary value I want to see in the UK, only UK, and US I want to see in the US. That case what happened means, so if you have this kind of requirement, what we are going to do that we'll create 3 instances. I'll create the US instance, I'll create the US instance I'll be create, and I'll be create the UK instance I'll be create, and I'll be create the India instance I'll be create. India instance I'll be create. So I can create 3 instance level COAs I can create. So one global structure, global is always single. Global is always single. That's look like of in e-business suite your how we create this is the same way we are going to create. Global is always single, and but one global 3 instance level structure. So while creation of your instance, first system will ask that what is your global structure. I can say like my global level structure, this is the global level structure. So here what you are creating, everything is the copying here. For suppose if you create the company segment, I can see the company segment here. If you create with the department segment, I can able to see the department segment here. So if you create with account segment, I can able to see the accounting segment. What you create in the global level, I can able to see the all segments. I can able to see that. All segments I can able to see that. What you have the flexibility instance level, what you are done in the global level, same thing you are seeing the instance level. That's fine. So what Oracle is giving the flexibility? The Oracle is giving the flexibility changing of the value sets. In global, you create the global value set, and instance level, you are going to create your instance level value set. So the same, I'll be create company value set here. and I'll create company value set here, US company value set, US company value set, and I'll be create UK US department value set, US department value set, department, very clear, you can put on the instance value set, you want to understand. US company instance value set and US department instance value set, and US account instance value set you can create. So when you say in the instance means, so you have the global value set already, you are shared where you are shared that the global value set, I shared the global value set in the my global COA, and you have the option to override the value sets. Here I'll be create the US case, US value sets I'll be create. UK case, UK value sets, again I'll create the UK case company value set, and UK India case, again you are creating the India value set. So I'll be create the separate value set. What I can do that here, what values I want to see, I'll be added. So in UK company value set, what company which you have that in UK, I have only retail, I have only in infra IT. I'll be add with UK company value set infra and IT. And India case, India company value set, what I going to add it? I'm going to add the retail and infra. So this value sets where I can able to override, I can able to override at an instance level. When I create the US instance, when I give the global structure is copied to the instance level, the US instance level I'll be override this US instance value sets will be override. Here I'm going to put on the UK value sets, I'm going to put on that. So using up this value set, I can able to maintain the values, but always you can remember the value should be there in the global level. Those values only we can able to add it here. Assume like that you feel that I have the new once let me complete maybe India. Okay, I can able to override the values. But suppose you decide right now you have the 3 companies in US, and you have the 2 companies in UK, 2 companies in UK. So you want to start the new value, new company you want to add it. For suppose in UK you want to start with the second company, third company. So what we did, so you feel that you directly come to the US company value set. If I add the value, it's comfortable? No. Always first value you need to add it in the global level, and the global level you need to add your 4th company. Already you have the retail, infra and IT, or some company, 4th company you can add it in the global level. Then company you can add with your UK instance value set. So nothing but that, the values we are segregating by the instance value set, but the value should be replicated in your particular global level. In global level values and your instance level values always should be consolidated. Then only this concept is applicable. Okay, that's where they're giving the new concept. In the instance level, you need to assure your US instance. I'm going to assure the US primary ledger, US instance, UK primary ledger, India instance, India primary ledger. When I log in with the US, I can able to see that my companies retail, infra and IT. When I log in with UK, I can able to see that only infra and IT only I can able to see that. I'm not seeing that retail company. When I log in with the retail US, I can able to see the retail and infra only I can able to see that. So this is what we have they're giving the flexibility to managing of your accounts as per your ledger specific. Okay, so this is a new concept we have in the Fusion application, your ledger level, to create multiple instance level chart of account as per your need. Is it clear, or anyone have any question? Any question anyone having?
Yeah, hi Ravi. This is Ram Mohan.
Yeah, go ahead, Ram.
Yeah, most probably I may have some little bit confusion on this. Maybe going forward, I come to know the things and
yeah, go ahead.
Just want to
you have in our mind, you can put on. I'll try to give the clarity.
Just want to ask you a question. Like, do you have any transaction codes for this process and all? Like in SAP, we have some transaction codes for each process, right?
Sorry, I didn't get you that exactly. Your voice is
If we coming to SAP, we have some transaction codes for each process. So like that, in Fusion also, do we have any transaction codes or?
We have the codes, definitely. We have the retail company, infra company, and I used to word, but the company is nothing but the value. So the values is replicated under your primal ledger. Maybe you were confused with SAP to here, maybe. You're going to understand, Ramakrishna, when we start to build in the application, maybe you'll get the good idea. If I try to explain also, maybe you're not connected directly. The transaction case, each and every transaction have in the code, that's fine. We are not talking about the transaction here. We are talking about the designing of the COA. So
Yeah, got it.
Designing of the COA case, what happened means in e-business suite, we don't have this flexibility. Basically, the peoples of concept they bring into the Fusion. Basically, in e-business suite, what happened means I can able to create one structure. Okay, if I have the 10 countries, I have the business. Always I create the one structure. The one structure I'm going to associate them my 10 countries. So one structure means obviously if I create the company segment, you have the 10 countries. 10 countries requirement will take it and will create the one segment. That means in 10 countries you have the different businesses there. Each business we need to put on the value. When I create the one segment is visible in your 10 primary books. That means all segments are visible in the 10 primary books. In for suppose in China, you don't have the retail company, you don't have the infra company, you don't have the IT company, but still we create the one COA and we are shared, but we are shared that. That's the reason the values are visible. If a client is asked why it is visible, means we are in e-business suite, we are providing the different way of solution. In Fusion, directly the chart of account level is giving the option. That's what here the new feature is available. If you e-business suite background, they can easily identify what I'm trying to explain. Okay. Is it fine, Ramakrishna?
Yeah, got it, Ravi. Thank you.
Any other?
Ravi, what is data access set?
Okay, data access set concept is that is going to work on, but it's e-business suite concept. So to give the data access to your user. So when I create the primal ledger, the system will automatically generate the data access set. Okay, automatically it will generate the data access and it will giving the privileges, read and write privileges. Read and write privileges system will give that. Nothing but that. If I have the user transaction user is a general accountant for US, what I can do that I'll be go and associate this data access set to that user. So when I assign the data access to the user, that user can do that, he'll go to the US primal ledger. He can able to read the data. If someone is create some journals, those journals he can able to read it and he can able to create the journal also. He can go to the using of the US primary ledger. So he can go to the journal window and he can able to create the journal. That means based on the data access set base, you can give the read and write privileges to the user. So here we have the option. I have the retail company. I have the retail company. I have the infra company. I have the IT company. So so I want to give the retail company access only. That user, I want to allow to work on only retail company. I want to allow to read and write privileges. Infra company, I don't want to allow. IT company, I don't want to allow. Yes, I can able to restrict that. When you assign the data access to the user can able to get access of only for US primary ledger in the retail company value only. Infra and IT, they cannot able to do that. That's where you can able to use it to restrict your users using of your particular data access set concept. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
So do we need to give this through profile option? How do we, as usually we do like this in EBS. So is it same concept in Fusion also?
No, Prashant. Here different concept we have.
Okay.
Maybe today, if time sufficient, we'll go to that area. So when I talk with security, that area we'll discuss with how data access will come by the user. In e-business suite, we have the MOAC, that multi-organization access control. That all concepts is gone. There is no those concepts. Here we have the concept we call as a role-based access concept. That's a completely new concept base we are going to give the access. Okay, we are going to discuss in the security concept that one. Any this topic wise, any question in the chart of account, this present what we discuss, any question anyone having? And this is one of the new feature. And the second feature is that when you create your primary ledger, when I create the US primary ledger, UK primary ledger, India primary ledger, and we are going to deploy it. So once it's happened, what happened means, here the thing is that once we need to run the program, that program called as a review accounting configuration program. Each and every primary ledger, once you create that, we need to run it this particular program, account configuration program we need to run it from that. So when I run the review and accounting configuration program, each and every primary ledger, system will establish that your base cubes. So here in the Fusion, you have the ledger, and the same way system will connect with your Hyperion. Hyperion is one of the reporting tool. It is inbuilt in the Fusion application. So when you create the ledger, when you run the report, review and accounting configuration program, and the establish happen automatically through your base cubes. So the S-base cubes are dimension cubes. Automatically it will be generated, and automatically it will give the establishment between your particular simple way of understanding. I'm telling that I'm not going to be complexity to how it is established. I'm not going to be that area. Just I'm giving the simple way of understanding. So system will be generating integration between your Hyperion and your particular ledger database. Once it's happened, if the user, any transaction user, when he create the journal, and when he posts the journal, the data, it will maintain the two database, your ledger database and as well as your Hyperion database. Your Hyperion database. In previously, what happened? You want to be generate any comparison of report, like last year 5 years budget to the this year budget. You want a comparison of high level of report. We use to Hyperion tool to do the generating of the comparison of the reports. What we did in e-business suite. So all data, what are the data we have in the e-business suite database? What data is required to generate that particular Hyperion report? We pull out that the data will be sent to the Hyperion person. In Hyperion person, they will be generate the reports. They are going to submit to your CEO or CFO, any high level of reports if you require. But in Fusion application, what happened? We don't require to pull out. We don't need to do anything. So if you post the journal in your ledger, automatically that journal, it will be maintained in the two areas. One is Hyperion database, in your particular ledger database. So if you in future, if you want to generate any report, I can able to connect with my Hyperion tool, my Hyperion database. I can able to connect through the S-base cube dimensional, that directly I'll be connect with my Hyperion tool reports. I'll be generate that. Because of this one, your entire reporting is changed in the Fusion application. You have the FRS report, financial reporting studio, or you have the smart view, and you have the FRS report, financial reporting studio, and we have the mass allocation. So we are going to work on with our Hyperion database. What we have? Yeah, we have the many reports. We are going to work on with your particular Hyperion, your budget, planning and budget. These all those things is completely changed because of Hyperion is available in the Fusion application. Okay, so we'll connect with the Hyperion. We'll be generated with our smart view or FRS or mass allocation. These all areas will directly connect that.
Hey Ravi, one question here. Let's say like you did some consolidation reporting and you are trying to make a consolidation entry in Hyperion, and would that update the ledger? Is it two-way communication?
We are not generating anything. We are connecting with the database, and we are generating we using the dimensional cubes. We are generating the report in your application itself.
Okay, so let's say like for consolidation, we are trying to build a what to say? We are trying to do some elimination entries for reporting.
Yeah, go ahead.
Where would you do that entries?
We are doing that in application itself. We are not going to directly. You are thinking about the Hyperion is an outside and application is outside. So we don't like that. Both of them in the one place only. This is the entire database. This database only, your ledger and your Hyperion both is available. We don't treat as these are the separate places. So we are connecting it through the application in the reporting area. Instead of the ledger database, I'm connecting with the dimension cubes I'm generating here. I'm generating the report where whether you're talking about the elimination entries, when you pass it, that's all we are. It will stored in the two areas, your ledger database and Hyperion database. Anything it will maintain the two areas. Okay. Otherwise, you asked to both way communication. Yes, it's a both way communication. Yeah. Your way of understanding. Okay. Any other question? Anyone having? So this is also one of the new thing you can able to observe in your ledger when you're coming to the ledger part. Okay. So that's the way you can create your chart of account and accounting conversion method. Anyways, we use to serial methodology, accrual methodology. We use it to create our particular method will create, and finally you can create your particular primary ledgers you can create. Then after ledger, we have the enterprise information. After that, we have the legal entity. Under legal entity, we have the legal entity. Under legal entity, we have the ledger. Under ledger, we have the concept we call as a business unit concept. Under ledger, we have the concept called as a business unit concept. So in e-business would be used to term called as a operating unit. In Fusion, we used to term called as a business unit. Okay, that's we call as a BU. So when you use to BU, what's the new in the BU? Like how we generate the operating units in e-business suite. The same way we'll create the business unit as for your business process need. You can create multiple BUs. As for our Oracle suggestion, each legal entity at least will suggest to go for one business unit. As for your need, you can create multiple BUs. But as for suggestion best practice, at least you can create one company, one BU. So as for your required, you can create your business unit. What new is there? So you can, if you have any e-business background, you can easily and the correlated. You have the OU here. We have the BU. So if definition is similar, but the changes are a lot of things. Just I'll be highlight one or two things, good things what we have the changes. In e-business suite, the business unit it will work on in operating unit. In e-business suite, if I create one operating unit OU1, it will give the all functionality. If I done with the procurement setup, system will allow to raise the requisition, system will allow to book the PO. If I done with AP setup, account payable setup, system will allow to create the invoice, allow to make the payment. So if you want to control your operating unit, you want to control based on the function base. This particular operating unit, I want to allow to create the only requisition. I don't want to allow any other functionality to perform this particular operating unit. Nothing but that you want to control your operating unit based on the function base. So if you ask that question in e-business suite, no, we don't have that privileges to do that. That privileges in e-business suite. But coming to the Fusion application, your business unit will work on the business function base. So whether you want to create the invoice functionality, whether you want to create requisition functionality, whether you want to create your procurement functionality, which function you want to perform, you need to be enable the checkbox. That's what is a new thing in the Fusion application. Your business unit is work on the business function. When you say, I want to create the invoice, I don't want to make the payment, I don't want to allow to make the payment this particular business unit. If I disable, user is trying to make the payment or user not trying, user want to do some setup also, system will not at all allow to do the performing of the setup also. Why? Means that particular business unit don't have any functionality of make the payment. So that's a way that's a thing is a new thing in the Fusion application. Let me open the screen. Manage business unit, business function. Each and every business unit should be have some functionality. Okay, you can see that you want to perform the invoice functionality, you can enable payment functionality and customer payments, and you want to be material management, you want to be procurement, requisition, receiving, and what things you want to perform in your particular business unit, you need to enable the checkbox. Normally, you will get the doubt why we required, like if I create the invoice in this particular view, which business unit I'm going to make the payment? If I create the requisition in this business unit, where I'll book the PO? So commonly in e-business suite concept, if I create the requisition in the operating unit 1, I have the multiple operating units. Assume like that, I have the 5 operating units. In OU1, I'm creating the requisition, where system will allow to book the PO. It will allow to book the PO in the OU1 itself. It will not allow to book the PO in the OU2. By means your operating unit 1 ID is different, operating unit 2 ID is a different. ID to ID, system will not allow to share your transaction data. The same way, when I create the invoice, so that invoice I want to make the assume like that I'm creating the invoice in the OU1. I want to make the payment in the OU2. So make the payment in the sense not in the PPR. I want to make the quick payment. I create the invoice in the OU1. Let me open the Excel sheet. I create the invoice in the OU1. Where I want to make the payment, I want to make the payment in the OU2. In the OU2, you can run the PPR, payment process request. That's where we have the privilege is there in e-business suite also. But I want to make the payment quick payment. What are the invoices going to be created? For suppose OU1, I have the OU3. I have the OU3. I have the different operating units, you can take it. I have these all operating units. These all operating units, if I create any invoice in the OU7, I want to see in the OU2 level. Directly in the quick workbench, the transaction workbench, I want to see that. If these all operating units, they're in the same ledger and same legal entity. With all operating units, in one more scenario, I want to add it. These all operating units in the same ledger and same legal entity. I want to see it in quick payment level. In e-business, it is possible? No, it's not at all possible for that. So here, why they enable the functionality means here these privileges we have that. I'm creating the invoice in the operating unit 1. I want to make the payment. All invoice, what are the invoice is going to create by the OU1, all invoice I want to make the OU7. In the OU7, I want to be my transaction user, my payment workbench user can able to see that invoice I want, he want to allow to make the quick payment. Nothing but that here, what you observe that system will allowing the allow to sharing of your transaction data. So the first thing in Fusion, there is a possibility, we have the conditions, there is a possibility I can able to share my transaction data. And second thing, in Fusion, I can able to share my configuration data. Configuration data. What is the meaning of configuration data? Same example, you can take it. I have 10 operating units, assume like that. I have the one setup, I'll take it. Transaction type. Transaction type is one of the setup in your particular AR site. So I want to create the 10 transaction types. The 10 transaction types, I want to usage of my 10 operating units. This configuration, I need to do the 10 operating units. In e-business suite, what happened? In e-business suite, I should be open 10 operating units. You need to go, I need to be create 10, again and 10, 10, 10, 10. So I should be create 100 times. I need to be same setup, each operating unit I need to open, I need to be repeated 100 times. 100 times we should be create if it is in the e-business suite. It's the same requirement if you take it. Not only transaction type, many setups. So it's a common setup I'm using with 10 operations. Why I need to repeat it again. So that's the reason Oracle is giving the flexibility to share the configuration data. Instead of the 100 times creation in the Fusion, I'll be create the one data set. The data set level, I'm going to do this 10 transaction type. 10 transaction types will be create, 10 transaction types will be create, and that particular data set will be assigned to the this 10 operating. Instead of the creation of the 100 times, here how many times I'm creating that? 10 times only I'm creating. That's the beauty of your particular data set. That's what we call as a configuration data. But it will not allowing the all configuration data. Oracle is identify the some reference data objects, nothing but the some of the setups. So you can easily identify where there is no accounting impact. In the transaction type, there is no accounting impact. In remit to address, there is no accounting impact. Location, there is no job, department, grades, these all where we don't have the accounting impact. That all configurations they bring into the data set level. Where we have the accounting impact is there, those configurations still are there in your operating unit level. So you can say that your distribution set, you want to distribute that. So that accounting impact is there based on the distribution set. All accounts will be distributed in your particular invoice workbench. So where you have the accounting impact, that setup is there and still in operating unit level, nothing but the in BU level. Where we don't have the accounting impact, those all setups will done by the your data set level. That's what is a new concept in the Fusion and the BU level. Just to highlight the two things is the transaction data, it will be shareable. Your configuration data, it will shareable. These two new concepts we have in the Fusion application. Okay, any question here? Okay, if you don't have a question, let's move to that. Okay, then review accounting configuration. Once you're done with discussing with our BU, let me go to the next page. So we understand what is the business unit and what new things is coming. Under business unit, we have the item organization. Item R, or you can consider as your new business terminology, that's a master, where we'll maintain all items. So item mark is nothing but it's a abstract of your particular item. We are not receiving any item, we are not shipping any item, but instead of the creation of the item inventory org level, we are creating the item in the item mark level. So this item which inventory we require will share that the same concept. But in e-business suite, item mark is a part of your inventory org. We'll go to the inventory and we are creating our item mark. But coming to the Fusion application, item mark is not a part of your inventory org. Item mark is a part of PDH, product data management in Fusion application. That's the PDH. Let me open some slide for that particular explanation. Yeah. So PDH is a product, Oracle Cloud Product Hub structure is that. This is a new module that Oracle is introduced that. So using this Oracle Cloud Product Hub structure, actually we have the three parts, nothing but the three models. One is the Oracle Fusion Product Model. Second one is the Oracle Fusion Product Hub. Third one is the Oracle Fusion Product Hub Portal. We have the three models, we have that. Okay. In this three models, one is the free license. You can see that, what is that? Oracle Fusion Product Model is a free license. So using of this Oracle Fusion Product Model as if you take the financial license or procurement license or SCM license or any license, this product model is a free. So you can go and create these all things like all item regarding things we are going to maintain by the your Oracle Fusion Product Model. So where I'm going to create my item mark, I'm going to be product management, I'll be create. So where I am going to be create my items, item class or items, so I'll go to the product model, I'll be going to create that. Where your catalogs or categories, all structures we are going to done by the Oracle Fusion Product Model. That's what is the difference between the your to create the item mark in the Fusion application. Okay. So under item mark, we have the concept we call as a, under item mark, we have the concept we call as a inventory org. Inventory org. Under inventory org, we have the sub inventory org. Under sub inventory, we have the locators. Okay, so this is the what we have we have enterprise structure in the Fusion application. Okay, locators. So you have enterprise HCM information, and you have the divisions, and you have the legal entities, and you have the ledger, and you have the business unit. Under business unit, you have the item org. Under item org, you have the inventory org. Under inventory org, you have the sub inventory. Under sub inventory, you have the locators. So this is what we have the enterprise structure in the Fusion application. Any question anyone having? Any question in the enterprise structure anyone having? Just I highlighted with one or two good things, but when you see in the definition, maybe you feel that same, but when you're going to be in detail what features Oracle is offering, we have the couple of good features are available in the each and every level.
Where would jobs or projects, where would jobs or projects land in this structure?
Jobs are your particular workflow structure.
Projects.
Talking about that, this all coming with your under business unit.
Okay.
So you want to create your workflow structure, your job, and your particular department, and your particular location, and your particular anything. These all things will come by the under business unit. Okay.
Okay. Thanks.
Any other question?
Ravi?
Yeah, go ahead.
So while defining the global level structure, you said that we need to define the value sets.
You're talking about the chart of account. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. So global. Okay. So this value sets has to be there in the sub value set. You mean to say, is it? Is it just to define the structure we are defining?
One thing, I understand your question. Here, first we create the global value set.
Yes.
What do you have that? Your company instance, you can demo that. You can put on the your global value set engine like that. Okay, you create in the globally what you required, we create that. So these values, I don't require something in the my US primary ledger. I'm creating the new values here. So once you create the instance, we are giving the global here. Once I giving the global, I can able to see the global values here. I can able to override it. I can remove the US company value set. I'll give the US company instance value set. In the US company value set, what values is there? Retail and in retail in like here example is not good. Here in UK instance value set, what values you have that? Infra and IT.
Yeah, this one is clear. Sorry, yeah, so sorry to interrupt you.
You hide it here. Yeah, these two values only you added. So, but here in future you want to add the any value in the instance level. First, you need to add in the global level.
Okay.
Then only you can add the instance level. Nothing but that in e-business suite, what you have the structure is the same thing here. What is the here useful means in local basic values you want to see that you can change overriding the your value set. That's it.
So basically, US company value set is a consolidation of US, UK, and India. Am I right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah. You'll get the different, but I'm explaining this everything in the our particular chart of account view. When you go for the HCM view, they'll tell the different thing. Like they are due by the legal entity specific. They'll tell that. Here we are telling that ledger specific. We are telling that. But here this definition little bit change product to product. Little bit, not in the many, but when you create we'll see the some of the options. The some of the options not useful in our chart of account. Some of the options is very useful from the other product families. Okay, fine. So any other question?
One more thing, Ravi, in terms of time zone, suppose I have one enterprise and have different, it's a big conglomerate, and we are operating in different organs, as you said, like US, UK, and India. So having said that, so what will be the time zone? It will be by default, it will take the server time zone, because I'm just worried about the payroll cycle and SCM cycle and all this, because during financial month, this will be very critical, because 31st May for India, when it comes, it will not be the 31st May in US.
Payroll case, that's a different thing. The dots or the dates and all will pick up whether our particular elements are past formula ways we can able to maintain. That's another
Okay.
issues happen from the when you talk about the payroll. But when you ask the question, but I need to check on that. But we can able to dates set up by the instance level. That's I know that. But when you ask the question, maybe I'll give the answer it in the maybe next call. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
But as for my idea, I have to know where we can able to set up the our time zone. That's I know that. But
Yeah. Okay.
country specific time zone, if you want to maintain, maybe if any option is there, I need to check on that.
Does this? Yeah. So Fusion gives the provision, right?
Yeah.
Okay. This is what the question. Thank you.
Any other question anyone having?
Hey Ravi, this is Gopal.
Yeah, hi Gopal.
Where do you link between this global value set and then the division level value set?
Division level value set.
And the global value set.
Kamal, okay, this would.
What I'm thinking.
You're talking about chart of account.
Chart of account. When you enter, I mean, you need to create first global values.
Yeah,
right?
we'll
values in the global values.
Yeah, global value.
Then coming into the next level, you are creating instance. The instance has got a different value set. In the different value set, we are putting again the different, I mean, the same values maybe from the global, but in the different way, right?
Yep.
Like retail in front of IT in US and UK only in front of IT.
Yeah,
where are you getting these values from?
Yeah, I understand your question. Here, when I start to create the instance structure, I'll tell that this is my global structure. So when I say global structure, what in the global level you created, first everything will copy to your instance.
Yeah, that's what I
created here, everything copying and pasting here. And here Oracle is giving the flexible to override the value set. Let me open the page more comfortable you see.
So in the in the instance value set, you see the global values to select.
Yes. Let me open that page. When you talk about these things, you should be create first two value sets. One is the global value set, second one is the instance value set.
Yeah, I understand that. Yes.
Yeah, you create in the global structure here. You've done in the global. Second thing, you coming to the instance level. So when I coming to the instance level, when I trying to create, when I click on the when I click on the create, you can give the what is the structure code, API name, or whatever may be. These all those things once you provide. Here, what system is asking that? What is your structure name? Nothing but what is a global structure name? For suppose global structure is a student and something like that is there. So when I select my global structure, the global level, what I created, it copying to your instance level.
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah?
Okay.
Here you can go and edit. Your company value set is different. You will go and edit it. You can override that. Here I can able to override my company value set. Here you can go to give your instance. So global value set is a global values. Instance value set is your ledger specific values is visible.
So in a way, it's not overriding. Actually, we are hiding.
Yeah, we are. I assume like that we are hiding. We are not overriding. Value set we are overriding. Values we are hiding. That's it.
Yeah, values we are hiding. Okay.
So while creation of the ledger, we are going to be give this particular instant. This name we are like US prime ledger, US instance, UK prime ledger, UK instance, India prime ledger, India instance. In the instance level, you are hiding the values. That's it. Yeah.
Yeah, I understand.
Any other question?
So for consolidation again, actually it is at the global level, right? The
Yeah,
global.
obviously, it's a global level consolidation case. We'll create actually our chart of account consolidation automatically global level automatically will consolidate it. That's the reason we always we need to give this good remember to the all transaction user. If they want to create the any value in the future, first they need to be go and create the value in the global level. Then only they need to be create the value in the instance level. If they forget to create it, it's a big problem.
Yeah, sure.
Always value should be in the global level. Any other
But at the global level, we are not defining the currency or anything, right?
Here
Or ledger.
We are talking about the chart of account.
Only values.
Yeah, don't club with other things to this thing. This is we are talking about the only for your chart of account case we are copying. But calendar and currency is a different setups, no? Yeah.
Okay.
You create the chart
Hey,
of account
because you're talking about consolidations, right? I was thinking probably that's a separate setup you have to do, right?
Here Gopal asking consolidation is the chart of account values consolidation.
Values consolidation. That's right. You're right.
You're talking about the ledger consolidation. When you come into the ledger consolidation, we'll create our consolidation ledger here. So when you create the consolidation ledger, while creation of the consolidation ledger itself, which currency you want to create your consolidation balance sheet, whether USD, whether GBP, or what currency. If you say in the GBP, then that base your consolidation balance sheet it will come. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Any other question? Okay, just give me like a 5 minutes break. Then once I'll come back. I'll start with we have done our enterprise structure. There's no chance to start this concept. So let's start with the basic concepts. Once you client got the license, how she'll get the mail, how the administrator will start up with ready to the entire system, what steps he need to do that. These are all those things we'll discuss with next. We have the 50 more minutes. 40 more minutes. Just give me 5 minutes. Just after 5 minutes, you can come back. Just hi everyone. Are you available? Can we start?
Yes, sir.
Can you please confirm me, others? Can we start?
Yes, please.
Okay. Okay, let me move forward. Let me move forward that. So what we are...
So I have one doubt.
Yeah, go.
In global level, first we have to create, and then we have to again create it in instant. Second, go to third sheet at global level.
Okay.
Yeah, first we have to prepare in a global level, and again we have to create in instance. Yeah, it automatically created, because first we created in a global value set, right?
Yeah. If you required, so can you please?
Yes.
Here the concept is that if you have requirement, this is I tell you the requirement, what we have the flexibility. So instance levels is a mandatory. First of all, if you want to create the ledger, only instance level COE only it's a visible. Global level COE is not visible. Okay, that means it's a mandatory COE. So you have the companies, you have the department, you have the account. It's a common for US, UK, and India. You don't want to create separate. Then what I create in the global level, what I create the instance level. In that case, you don't require to create again value sets. What you have the value sets in the global level, the same values you want to see in the instance level also. There's no don't require that case. But you have the requirement. What I am trying to show the here requirement. My global values are different. My instance values are different. Different in the sense, in the globally I have the retail, infra, and IT. the instance, I don't want to retail infra and IT. So I don't want to be IT company. I want to be retail infra only. So I don't want to show the IT company. So if you have that requirement, again, instance level, you need to create the value sets. For suppose your company segment is a different, then I need to create the company value set only need to be created. Only company value set I'll be change it US instance company value set. Departments are common and accounts are common. Then I use to global value sets only. So as per your need, you can create. You want to be hide the some values in the instance level. You should be create the value set. Under that, what values you want to see it, you can add it. That value set you need to change it in your instances level. Is it clear?
Yes.
Thank you. Okay. So once your client is done the payment, for suppose you can take your client as a Tata. Tata is the decide to move to the Tata is the client. So Tata is the decide to move to the Fusion application. So once he's decide to move the Fusion application, obviously you have the two options. One is go to directly Oracle, or he can approach the any service-based companies. What is the service-based companies means? We have the IBM and we have the many service-based companies we have that to implement the project. So they'll approach to service-based companies, they'll approach that. So anyways, Tata is buying the license. Once he's buying the license, what he will get that. So once he's done the payment, to the Oracle send the mail this way. Oracle will send the hello mail, welcome mail to the Tata. Okay. So in the welcome mail, what content we have that? In welcome mail, you have the access details. You can see that access details. This is just for description, and you have the access details and access of your username and temporary password and my account administration. So nothing but that, which URL, which identity domain, which temporary password, what is the username to log in, you will get that, and account administration. You need to register with accounting administration, my account administration. So who is the administrator for Tata company? So who is the responsible to maintain this accounting administration? That user can able to that he can able to register it. So once he's going to be account administration, he can able to see that Oracle Cloud My Account. So here you can able to see that your particular access, what licenses you have that. If you pay the money to the Oracle, you'll get the basically you'll get the two instance, two servers. You'll get that. One is the production environment, and second one is you will get the test environment. One is the production environment. Second one is you will get the test environment. So if you're e-business suite guy, maybe in e-business suite we got 3 environments. Once you've done the payment, you got the production environment, you got the test environment, and we'll get the development environment. But when you come into the Fusion application, when you've done the payment, or by default, you will get the 2 environment, production and test. If the client is required more environment, that's the additional play. If your client is say that I have the I'm doing the implementation project, I have the different stages, I need different environments. Yes, you can pay that. You want to use the CRP1 is a separate environment. Yes, you can pay. CRP2 is a separate, UAT is a separate. How many environments you can separate and pay, and you can take the access. So you can take the access, but by default, you get from the only 2 environments. You will get that. Okay. So here you can able to see the all information like subscription paid and data center, identity domain, and the version. You can able to see that, and you can see that the users login, how many users are logging in your particular production environment. What is the page load time? What is the time, the loading page time for your particular environment? And you can able to see the current status. So here you can able to track it, everything you can able to track it, users where it log in and which area is login, everything you can able to see here in your production environment and as well as your test environment. Okay. And so once you click on the any production or test, you click on the production environment or test environment. Once you click on that, you can able to status each service. So nothing more that you want to see the status of each service, you can see that subscription ID and test environment is this one, and total page viewer and global human viewer, something like that. You get the all service regarding environment you can able to see here. Okay, so once you so this user, once you done the production environment or test environment, which user will get? So we'll get from the OA administrator user, application administrator user. He is the responsible for that. Otherwise, he is the administrator for entire application. That's what OA administrator user. This user will provide by the Oracle in your test environment and your production environment. This is the first user is available in your production or test. So what OA administrator user? That is the application administrator user. Who is the administrator to responsibility? That user is login. Why is login? He need to see that what licenses you done the payment based on the license. All things are frozen or not. He need to verify that before starting up the implementation. He need to be checked from the entire thing to ready to move forward to the implementation project. So when he log in OA administrator user, he can able to see the My Enterprise here. He can able to see the My Enterprise information. Okay, he'll be click on the My Enterprise information. When he click on the My Enterprise information, he can able to see the offering. He can able to see all offerings. So you can see the compensation management is one of the offerings from HCM. So when you select, when the moment you select the compensation management, this side it will open. This side it will open. What he's saying that the status is enabled. It will showing the everything, but some of the what are the license you make the payment, that licensing things only is enabled. What are the things Oracle is present for you, those things status is the enabled status. You can able to see that. Offering means in e-business suite world, that is the application, financial offering and your procurement offering, SCM offering, and e-business suite we call as application, financial application, HRMS application, and SCM application. Here we used to call as the offering. Okay, so that's what is the meaning of the offering. On the moment offering is like is enabled or not, it will be checked on that. Okay, and then once you select it, once you the moment select the compensation management or whatever maybe, when you select the offering, below that you can able to see the modules. You can able to see that when you select the compensation management, the below that what modules we have: the workforce profile, benefits, individual compensation, workforce compensation, total compensation, the option management. So this is a way what are the things modules are available. You can able to see that. The same way when you select the workflows deployment, you can able to see the payroll and absence management. When you select the payroll and some of the areas you can able to see the futures, you can able to see that. Some of the modules you can able to see the futures. Then the moment when you click on the futures button, click on the futures button, it will show your country specific or legislative specific things. It will show you that. So let me show that. When you move and click on the payroll, it will showing that what are the countries Oracle is offering the payroll. We have the 7 payrolls are available. Like you can see the US and Canadian and UK and Chinese and Emirates and Saudi Arabia. And so this is the way we have the 7 countries by default Oracle is offering for the payroll. So nothing more than when you click on the future, you can able to see the legislative things. You can able to see that. So this is all those things. The administrator will come and what offerings he done the payment. He'll check that whether it's enabled or not. And once he is enabled, he'll click on each offerings. What are the modules he's done the payment? Those are the enabled or not. He'll check. And what are the country specific features? Like the legislative specific things, whether it's enabled or not, he'll check that. So if it is not enabled, he'll be contact that and he'll ask to the enable the things, and he'll be ready for the entire system before moving to our particular next stage. He'll checking that everything is okay, everything is ready. Then who is implementing this particular product? So he's buying the license from the Oracle. The Oracle itself is implementing that, or some third-party system is implementing, or they want to go for the own implementation. So as per the client decision, they're going to take that. They want to go for the own implementation. They want to go for approach to the Oracle. They want to implement, or they want to approach to that service oriented company. That is the that's all the company decision. Anyways, so here itself we have some of the options. Once they're taking the decision, they'll the OA administrator user, what happened, what he can do that. For suppose anything like they want to implement that, they want to give the project to the IBM. This particular Tata company, they buy the license from the Oracle. They want to give the project to the IBM. Typically, if you see, ideally organization structure, I'm talking about ideally some implementation structure. If you talk about that, so ideal structure, if you talk about that, we have the already we have the what we have that we have OA administrator user. We have the OA administrator user already. We have that application admin. Okay, so OA administrator user. So what OA administrator user will do that? OA administrator user first they create the one user for as a security, or the security administrator. Any business you have the system administrator. So the OA admin is administrator. He is not responsible for everything. So for IT security purpose, they create the security user, and he's a administrator. He's a admin for entire security perspective. So and here in between, who is implementing that? Ideally, we are taking some example. IBM is implementing that. So what we can do that in IBM, we'll take it in IBM is implementing that. Okay. So in IBM, what happened? In IBM, definitely we have the project manager. We have in IBM to manage the entire all projects. You can say our you. He's one of the delivery managers. There is him like that. Okay. That there is a project manager. Project manager who is responsibility for the all projects of in IBM. All projects of the IBM. Okay. So under project manager, for assume like typically I have my client is taking the different license. They're taking from HCM license they're using, and they have finance license they're using, and they have SCM license they're using. Assume like that. Different kinds of license they implement that. So the three license, I have the 3 project manager. 3 license, I have the 3 project manager. I have the HCM project manager. HCM project manager. I have the SCM project manager. And I have finance project manager. Isn't like that. Finance project manager. So each project, under the project, definitely we have the consultancy there. Who is going to implement? Project manager is to plan the project. He's not going to be consultant to implement the project. So we have the users. Definitely each project we have the who are the working on the one senior consultant. Isn't like that, one senior consultant, one more second level senior consultant, isn't like that, or I have the junior consultant. So otherwise you can take he's a TL, team lead, and he's a isn't like that, he's a senior consultant. He is a junior consultant. He's just for fresher otherwise. Okay, so this typically, ideally, most of the companies, this is the ideal project planning is available. So sometimes OA admin has become a security role. So they don't want to create the security. The OA admin itself, they create the users to maintain everything. Sometimes there is no individual project manager. I have the only one project manager. He'll be handled with all HCM, finance, and SCM. But typically, if you go for ideally, this is a planning. So here, what happens is OA admin is creating the user and is giving to the security admin. Security admin, I'm creating the user. He want to become as a administrator, security administrator. Which role is required? Is required IT security manager role. IT security manager role, manager job role. Once you assign the IT security manager job role, so this is a admin. This is the user is become a administrator user for your particular security. And typically we have the project manager. So this project manager case, we have the role called as application implementation manager role. So when I assign the application implementation manager role, this particular HCM project or SCM project or financial project as a project manager, he is become as a manager. Okay, so I have two users. One is a TL and second one is a senior consultant. I have these two users. So these two users is a senior consultant. Like TL is just for level of the job, but he is also senior consultant. So this particular senior consultant case, what role we have? That we have the application implementation consultant role. Application implementation consultant job role. When I assign the application implementation consultant job role, this your TL or your particular senior consultants become as a consultant role. And I have the junior consultant. So which role I need to be assigned for the junior consultant? I need to be assigned the functional setup user. Which role? Let me think. Functional. Let me check on that. Go to the tools and go to the security console. Tool security console. I think functional setup user or something role. Any user, let me go. Let me go. Yeah, here is there now, junior consultant. I think functional. Yeah, same name. Yeah, functional setup user role. That's not. Just I'm verifying that. So functional setup user role. User job role in it as well. Yeah. So these are the roles. When you assign that, those users become a based on the role, which role you assign that. Based on the role, the user can able to get the access in the application. Okay. So your IT case, IT security manager role, and your manager role, project manager case, application implementation manager role, and your senior consultant case, application implementation consultant role, and your junior consultant case, functional setup user job. So these are the roles. Once we assign the users become a act as per role base. Commonly, what manager will do that? Like in the security user, which user having the IT security manager role? First of all, he's become a security administrator. So you want to do the security administrator, you want to play around the security administrator. So in the latest releases, what is the latest releases? We have that latest releases, we have the within the application itself, we have the security within the application itself. Now I'm in the application under navigator. This is the navigator. You can able to see that under navigator. You can able to see the tools. Under tools, you can able to security console. In e-business suite, what we are achieving through the system administrator, everything we are going to achieve by the security console, where we can create the users, where we can assign the roles, where we can able to create the custom roles, where we can able to delete the user, where we can able to lock the account, unlock the account, reset the password, where we can able to revoke the roles, or anything, all users related activities we are going to do in the security console. So this is the latest releases. But if you go for older version, if you go for little bit older versions, So we have that, we have application. Under application, assume like this is application. Under application, I have the two parts. Application, I have the two parts. Okay, so this is the top layer for the application. Under application, I have the OAM, Oracle Identity Manager. Okay, so and we have the APM, Authorization Policy Manager. We have the three things is there: application, APM, and OAM. You are going to understand very detailed manner in the security class, but I'm giving the just overlay idea. Okay, we have the three things is there. In older versions where we creating the user, right now we are doing the security console, but in the older version, if you see where we are going to create the user, I'm going to create the user in the OAM. This URL is separate. Like here, everything I using the single URL to maintain the my security, these all those things. But in the previous things, but this user is different. And first of all, this OAM URL is different. OAM URL is different. Separate URL I need to go and I need to connect with my username. So and then so you have a separate administrator for OAM. You need to give that user and you need to give the password. Then I need to log into my OAM. So here you want to create the new user in a previous versions. I need to log in with the OAM and I'm creating the new user. So here you can create the new user, create new user, and here I'm assigning the roles. Which role in e-business suite is responsibility? Here we call as a role. We are going to understand detailed manner in the security class. In the so here I'm creating OAM. I'm creating that using the credentials. I'm logging with application. So I log in with my application. Here I'm doing the some configuration. When I create the ledger or something, the data role it will be generated in the APM. So we have the this is the we have the some process is there in the older version to maintain the users, to maintain the job roles, these all those things. We need to be switched to that OAM to APM, APM to application. We are switching the different URLs, different username and passwords. But coming to the latest versions, what we have the latest version. So we have the layer, we have the layer, Still we have the OAM concept, but the latest version who are working on that, they don't know. They're not familiar with this OAM and all. Why means right now you're seeing the security console only. Instead of the OAM and APM doing the things and all, they're giving the layer within the application itself. They're giving the layer within the application itself. I'm maintaining everything in the security console instead of the going of the OAM. But so if you create the user in the security console, where the user is creating, still the user is creating in the OAM, Oracle Identity Manager. So where the users are generating, where it will maintain the basic logic of concept is the OAM middleware, Oracle Identity Manager middleware component. Okay, so very clear. So here we are creating the user and we assign the IT security manager role, and the backend where the user is creating with the OAM, Oracle Identity Manager will be creating that. So here we have the flexibility. When you have the security console in the latest list, you can go to the roles first tab, or by default it will bring to the role. So you want to search the any role, I can able to search it here. And if you want to create the custom role, I can able to create it. If you want to compare role, like you have the different job roles, you want to compare it, yes, you can able to compare it. And you want to create the new users, yes, you can able to create the new users. Any existing user you want to search it, you can search any existing user. Any existing user you want to reset the password or delete the password, or you want to do anything, yes, that is possible. Any user you want to revoke the add the role or revoke the role, so click on the edit. You want to add the role, any role you want to add it, yes, possible, then click on the edit role. And you want to revoke the any role, yes, that is possible, I can able to revoke the role. So you want to maintain the any administration, so you can able to maintain the administration, the user level things. You want to create the copy the any role, copy role status, how you can copy that. So what is the status of copying, and single sign in. The single signing, nothing but that you want to create the single sign to everything, to employee and your this particular application. Yes, you can able to single sign this possible for that. So this you need to create the identity provider, but commonly it will do by the technical team. identity provider details, nothing but that your company server, they need to maintain that. One of the file in this particular thing, they need to maintain that. This all once you done that, you can able to done by the single sign-in, you can able to maintain that your application and things and all. So that's a possible. That's a what the OEM good future Oracle Identity Manager. Many banking sector, many areas the OEM concept they use it to for a single signing. Basically, in OEM is not a new concept. It's there in I think last 10 years is there, but Oracle is using OEM concept to build the Fusion application. These are all activities you can able to do by the our particular OEM using of the security console concept. Which user you created and which user you assigned the IT security manager role, he will become a security administrator. He can able to play around everything. Okay. Any questions anyone having? If I start the any topic also, it's not going to be completed. If you have any questions, you can go ahead and we close today's section. Basically, in this particular training, we are going to be covered with all core financial modules like general ledger, and we are going to cover with account payable, and we are going to cover with account receivable, and we are going to cover with cash management, and we are going to cover with expenses cycle, and we are going to cover with fixed asset, FA. And AP integrated module, like to show the flow of the case, we are going to do with procurement. Purchasing, we are going to do that. If you want to do the purchasing, definitely we should be do the some setups in the your product data management, and with some setups we need to do the inventory dependent setups. Then only we can able to see the our flow PO to AP. So that all modules is going to cover GL, APR, cash management, fixed asset, and PO product management, and your particular inventory, and basic taxation. The taxation also we are going to cover. So these all financial functional modules we're going to cover. When you're coming to the technical perspective, it's most of the technical concepts also is going to cover here. So nothing but the basic is the security. So I'm going to cover very in detail security. So you're going to be put on in your resumes. Once you can done that, your security expert also you can show as your resume. That means we are going to study very detailed level. And we are going to study with when you're coming with this process, we are going to be study with your particular detailed manner of your KFF and your DFF and your particular EFF, how custom DFF, EFF, how we can create it, how you can add it. And we are going to cover with the sandbox. Sandbox means the personalization, where we can able to do all personalizations. Form level personalization, how we can do that. You want to hide the something, how we can able to hide it. You want to become a mandatory field, how we can become a mandatory field, we can do that. And we are going to cover with the reporting part, like there's a BA report and a OTP report, Oracle Transaction Business Intelligence report, and BA report. If you want to write a BA report, definitely you should be have the awareness of SQL. If you know, if you have the awareness of SQL, we are going to cover with, you can able to create at least simple reports of BA reports, you can able to do that. And we are going to cover the loaders. Loaders in the sense, when you coming the loaders means how we can able to import the, just now we discussed how we can import the transaction data, how we can import the configuration data, how you can import the transaction data. In this case, we have some loaders. We have the FBDL file-based data loader, and we have the spreadsheet loader. How we can use to load this particular data using of that. Commonly, as a implementer, we use a BDL loader. As a transaction user, they use to spreadsheet loader load to daily base of data, how we use to WebID and a business load. The same way the transaction user will use to spreadsheet using of the spreadsheet, he will load the data. And in this BDL case, we'll want to show in all areas like how we are going to import the journals, bulk of the journals, how we can able to import, bulk of the invoices, how we can import, and these all areas, bulk of the suppliers, how we can import, bulk of customers, how we can able to import. And when you coming with your GL implementation, we need to load with how we can bulk up the values, values, how we can load it. So how we can load it, the code combinations. If you have the bulk of the code combination, you disable the load dynamic insert. You want to load the your code combination, how we can able to load the particular code combinations, we are going to load it. So these are all going to be covered in the when you do the BDL. I'll show you at least 5 to 6 example in the different areas, the loading part from the this particular BDL template. So when you're coming with the next thing will come with your particular approvals and workflows. So approvals and your particular workflows, how it will happen. Okay. So when you're coming to these topics, we are going to be covered the financial side, but it's all together in all areas is a common. If you go for HCM or SCM or financial or anything, these all concepts is a all concepts are similar concepts when you're doing with this all those things. Okay. We are going to be show the formats in the sense when you implement that when you implement your AP implementation, payment implementation, when it is in the bank integration, so we need to each and every bank we need to create their custom format. How we can create the custom format? Actually, we used to be a publisher here to copy the existing format, check format or any format, and we are going to be create our own format. That example I'll show that how to create the format like a check format, how we can create the cost to pay, how we can create the remit to advance, how we can create our particular EFT format or wire format, how we can generate the different kind of formats. So using of the different formats, and we are going to be run the payroll, and we are going to run our PPR payment process request, and we are going to show the output. That formats I'm going to cover that. So these all things, the technical side is covered, but we are not separated for the technical separate and functional separate. So each module, when the topic is coming, when the journal creation coming, journal create manual way, journal can create with spreadsheet, journal can create with BDLM. The same time, we are going to talk about the functionality perspective and the technical perspective, each and every concept. Okay. So these all things is covered in this particular part of this particular training. And apart from that, we offering with video access. So nothing but that you will get the each and every class, the video access is available. We'll give the separate username and password. Video means we are not sending to the video to the your particular Gmail or Google Drive, or not like that. We have separate portal is available. We'll give the separate username and password to log in the portal. To view the videos, to view the video kind of thing. Okay, so that things I'll show you that where we can log in, see the things and that. So when you log in with here website, I have some catches. Maybe it will take the time to open in Google Chrome. Here you can able to see the login page. You can able to see that here we create the separate username and password to log in. So once you log in, you can able to see the all videos. What are the videos is enabled in my backend? All videos you can able to see that. So this video login is not a restrictable. It's available in your long-term view. So if any user is a miscommunication happened, that's the miss login. Like if any user is shared to the other user, the same time you log in with the multiple IP addresses, not multiple IP addresses. You can say the multiple locations. If you log in that, then definitely my website will identify that where you are login, how you log in that. That's the only cases we restricted that users. Otherwise, until unless you can say like this is your permanent user.
Ravi, so during this training, you are going to create
all things will support it.
Sorry to break you, Ravi. So during this training, you are going to create one enterprise and stick to this same enterprise for the entire training part, is it? And do the basic setup, everything, right from the scratch.
Yeah, I'll talk about that. So we'll give the video access. That's you have the separate username and password, and we have the server access. This server already I told you that this we used to go for private environment. This strictly we can say like the 3 months only we support to that. Why means we are not using the public. So after 3 months, if you require the public, yes, we can do that, but we are not responsible to anything like if you ask to some public environment, yes, we don't have anything problem. I will ping you the password. Like I will support to that next 6 months or 1 year also will always ping the password. But if you say that something is working, something is not working, my data is not available, these all things we are not responsible to that. But what we are offering the 3 months, yes, it's a very stable version we are offering that. It's never going to be refreshed or never going to lose anything. But refresh means already I told you that the 3 months cloning is happened. That's the time only it will lose your data, until unless you are not losing any data. So yeah, materials. Yeah, I'll give the materials to you that. So that's the daily ways. What are the PPT I'm using? If you want, I'll send this PPT. And otherwise, we have the good material sites are available. I'll tell you that where we can able to study the materials. Okay. So you want to go for the certification? Yes, we have. We'll give the sample question. I'm not saying the dump. I'm saying the sample questions. This is I'll support with the sample questions. We'll support with the users to understanding the how Oracle will ask the question. And coming to the interview point of view, some people ask that whether you support something like that. We have the internal panel is available to book your interview slot. So nothing but that once the close is completed, before going to market, just you want to check with your side, like which level you're there, are comfortable to go to market or not. You want to check that. You can able to book your slot for an internal interview to contact with my admin team. So they will give the entry slot for you. That slot, our representative take the interview and he'll give the clear feedback to you that. So whether you have the strong in the product or whether you're strong in the real time scenarios or where you have the a lack of things, they'll be give the review. Based on that, you can improve your skill set, and before going to market, you can improve your skills, attend the multiple interviews in the internal interview, then you can go to the market. So these are all those things we support you that. Yes, someone is asking the question how this class is going on. So basically, this class is going on case we go for directly will strict on the enterprise structure. Yes, in the same way, will be develop with some structure. That structure will be struck on that. The structure only will struck on that. The each and every configuration will do and the same configuration based. You are going to show entire output from your Fusion application, like all modules. First, we'll create our enterprise structure using of our configurations only. You're going to be see your AP or AR or cache management or any module we are going to do in the same configurations we are used to develop that. Yeah. So we are not using any public data. We are not using any kind of data to maintain all those things. We use our data to continue with our modules. Yep. Any other question?
Ravi, you mentioned some materials. What material would be there? Oracle that guides?
You can think of as the Oracle guides only. Yeah.
Okay.
But I have my own PPT slide, but mostly my presentation, I'm not opening the PPT. My presentation is Excel presentation, most of the thing. But referral, if you require, this PPT will send you that. Yep.
Okay.
But entire course, I have the PPT, but most of the case, I'll try to explain the Excel sheet itself, but I'll give the PPT. Okay. Any other question anyone have?
Ravi, is it a weekend batch or a daily batch? How it is like?
My better I go for weekend batch. What about others? Maybe you can tell me that better. The timings, this timing is only possible in morning time. I occupied in a different thing. Only evening time is possible for me that.
Because like if it is a day batch, right, it is somewhat colliding with OTBI technical. That's why I'm asking. If it is a weekend, that's fine.
Yeah, I'm releasing the schedule I mentioned in anywhere weekend batch only. The timings is same slot. That's the 7:30 to 10:30 p.m. So that's a 3-hour section, and each week it will come to the 6 hours. So maybe we'll see that it will take how many weeks it will take. At least I thought that at least it will take 7 to 8 weeks. We'll see that how flow is going. But our intention is not complete hurry. Our intention is to go in detail. But we'll see how it is going and how you people are understand, how you people are raising the question. We'll see how it is going on that. Okay. Any other questions? If you don't have questions, so this is we done demo as a free. If you want to enroll the course, please approach to me or approach to admin team, admin@rainbowtraininginstitute.com. I think if people know my number, so you can contact the number and you can enroll that. Yeah. So,
Hey, Ravi, this is Rajesh here. Am I enrolled or I need to send some information to the admin? I
no,
already paid the
but
fees. Yeah.
Rajesh, I remember you. That. Yeah, that's fine. No need, no need.
Okay. So can you? So I'll be getting some emails about the links now.
Yeah, fine.
The
Yeah, Rajesh.
okay. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
So if we are not enrolled, we don't get the link for tomorrow's session?
We had done the demo, so we have
Okay.
not done 1 hour demo or 2 hours demo. We had done it the long demo. Maybe if you're interested, you can enroll that. Okay.
Sure.
We are not treated as a demo is the first class. So tomorrow class is a continue that. The next class is a continue for this class. That's it. Okay. Next class, we are going to start with the actual security concept. That's the first concept we are going to talk about this particular course. So that's where we create with our ideal structure I'm giving to here. Based on the ideal structure, the next class what happened will we create this user and create the project manager and we'll create the one senior consultant and we'll create the junior consultant. So we are going to talk about the as a project manager what he is going to do that, what is senior consultant what he is going to do that, what is a junior consultant what is that, what is the difference between these all roles. We'll talk about that. Then we're going to talk about the actual job structure. Actual job structure means how Oracle is designed this particular job structure. We are going to talk about that. So how the security is built by the Oracle. So who, what, and which data it will come. So that's where our security concept will be started in the next class, the first continuation of this class. Okay. So any questions? You can go ahead. Otherwise,
Ravi, is there any session related to set up the things in our PC or laptop?
no, we don't require anything. It's a cloud thing. Just we can give the URL and password. You can log in it. That's it.
So there itself you can practice.
Yeah, just give the thing directly. You can able to practice it. That's it. You don't require to do any setup. Just for you need to maintain your internet speed and good security from your PC. That's it. Good security in the means to catch his remote every time.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So the next class would be next week only, right?
You'll see that based on that, I'll update it through the mails who are enrolled. Okay.
Okay.
We got some
Thank you, Ravi.
we'll communicate back in the mails. Yeah, thank
Sure,
you.
sure. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, thanks for joining and have a nice day. Thank you.